Sweet. Here we go. It's time. Come on. Yeah. Just making sure everything works. And I need to not move away from the microphone also. Remember, Maaxx. Here we go. Hello there, my dear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah? I cannot hear you. Hold on. Let's see. It says there's no sound on you. New.
Testing.
Oh, now there you are. Perfect.
Beautiful. Is it coming out of this microphone though? Does it sound good?
I think so. Actually, that's a good question. I think it sounds good. It doesn't sound like a computer audio, no.
Oh, look, I can share my screen too if you
Can
want me
you?
to.
Oh, so I
Yeah,
have
let's see what
pre-planned,
happens.
but yes, we might do that. I have pre-planned about 12 different things, clips and whatnot. Oh, I can see your screen share, but it
Beautiful.
doesn't come up on the actual screen for the recording though. I see it in
No?
my no.
So
Mm-mm.
you can see it, but they can't see it.
Probably try again.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're the fucking captain of
Oh
this
no,
voyage. You know what I'm
just do it
saying?
again.
So
I want everything to work though. It's just like for a. Oh, interesting. Okay, hold on. Just keep it there. How the fuck do I like? I can see it, but it doesn't come up on the actual screen.
what happens when you do it?
Oh,
If I
it works
stop
for me,
and
obviously.
you do it.
But I have like buttons set up for all this stuff. I can just see like I have your stuff in a tiny little window in the corner, so I can see it. But I wonder how
No,
I
no,
make them see
you're the
it.
captain, girl. You're the captain. It's good. That way I can chill and like let you be the boss because
Ah.
I've been doing podcasts day after day after day. So it's gonna
Oh
be nice
yeah.
to just chill and chime in when you want me to. And you got probably everything
Oh no.
planned. So,
Well,
you know.
kind of. I want you to talk about the Christmas. Actually, so before, since we're both podcasters here, so let's make this perfect. Can you somehow get your camera? Hold on. Sit first. Your camera to go a little bit to your left, just a tiny bit.
That way?
You're way out in the corner for me. I want to have you
Really?
nicely framed in the middle. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Right there. Back tiny. Actually, that might be good. Yeah, I think that's good. Way better. I love it.
Good.
And then, actually, I get inspired. I just saged, and then I need my incense. Okay, I have some crazy
Are you
stories to
serious?
tell
I'm
you.
actually lighting mine up right as you said that.
I actually have some really crazy stories to share with you and everybody later. So we're gonna do all the things we want to do. Joel's coming by a little later, by the way. He might tap in. Hold on.
Nice. Well,
But
I want to do more listening than talking because I have been talking nonstop for like 4 days straight with people.
well, I don't know the things you know about Christmas, but I will do what I can here.
Well, I'd probably start with Krampus and then I would go
Yeah.
to the Krampus festival video and then I mean all of this ties into like Moloch and infant sacrifice because if you remember in Nefarious when he was talking about how like the demons had already won and he was talking about how abortion is like closely related to sacrificing babies to Moloch.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking
That
gnarly
is.
because
It's
they
so
used to
funny you
throw
sent me that
infants into the
video.
fucking fire.
It's so funny you sent me that movie. I've watched it at least 6 times. I watched it right when it came out in the movie theater. Do you remember back then? So if somebody hasn't watched it, it's called Nefarious. They showed it in small movie theaters, not the big ones, and they purposely turned off the AC, so we almost died in there. I lived in Las Vegas, and they basically wanted people to just not be there. So we sat through, bathing in sweat, watched the whole thing, and then I got home and I bought it and I watched it like 5 more times after. It's the most brilliant freaking, not only the script and everything, but actually the actor. I had never heard of him before, and it's probably the best performance I've ever seen, and also probably one of the cheapest movies ever made. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
Just literally
what is
like,
it? Just basically a long conversation with a
mm-hmm,
little bit of a
mm-hmm,
side plot, but
yeah.
phenomenal. You know who recommended that to me? Shout out to Yost, the former
Oh yeah.
vampire that's been on both of our shows.
Hell yeah, we gotta get, at some point we gotta get us all together at the same time. But actually, before we keep going, I'm gonna play this little intro video that I made. Let me see. I planned so many clips. I gotta say which one it was. Ah, I have so many things to show. Okay, here we go. There we go. Can you actually see what I share?
No, it's all good though. I'm
It's so
chilling.
weird. I need to ask Joel when he jumps in. I'm still like, I feel like I've learned a lot. I've also spiced up my little studio setting. Get
Oh,
my
I love the background.
Kill a Pedo poster over
That
here now.
graphic is dope.
Yeah, that's the new Pure Blood release that I did a collaboration with Red Pill Threads. Anybody wants to get a Kill a Pedo shirt, or somebody asked, why does it say kill a pedo? It should say kill all pedos. And I said, well, here's the thing. If you are new to this, maybe you want to don't want to just jump into it that quickly. Maybe you want to start with one, see how it feels, and then you because I believe that the people that buy my shirt, they're not experienced pedo killers, but they can support it.
Something you don't necessarily advertise if you're in the game. I want to be in the game. I'll wear a shirt.
Yes, I
I'll
want.
wear a shirt
I'll
when I'm
send you
in the
the
game
when
too.
I send you shirts. We hadn't released that one yet. But before we proceed, also let me just real quick show the. You've seen the clip of Joel, right, in the shirt outside Jimmy Kimmel's studio.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he's the man.
let's just do it here real quick. There it was. So that's one of the shirts. So we did a whole collaboration. We have a lot of different prints. You people don't necessarily have to wear a Kilo Pedo shirt, but that is my personal favorite, and I put a lot of love into that print. Hold on, the camera's like backwards. Oh. Oh, I
I'm
also
also
had to get
represent.
new glasses because the ones you have are badass, but I can't see my computer screen properly.
Oh, my studio is so fucking bright. These are perfect for what
Yeah.
I'm doing over
Maybe you
here.
want to share for people, why are we wearing this?
Oh, it's all
What's the
about the endocrine
point?
system. I mean, that's the reason, part of the reason why people's circadian rhythm is so out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when we were kids, it was dinner time and then lights out pretty soon. And now people are scrolling until midnight
Mm-hmm.
and you're not making any melatonin. And
Mhm.
it's because of the blue light wavelength that's emanated from all these screens we're staring at all day and all night.
Mhm.
So you don't make melatonin, you can't fall asleep soundly, your cortisol and adrenaline is going to be out of whack, and you're going to be staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. with racing thoughts.
Yeah. I also don't recommend taking melatonin. 'Cause I know some people that chew that stuff like candy, and no, not the same.
Problem is, it ruins your endogenous production.
Yes.
And there are people that actually give that shit to their fucking kids, and
Yeah.
they're
People
going to
think
cause
it's not a bad
irreparable
thing.
damage.
It's a freaking medication like everything else, and it's kind of the same. And I feel like the conversation is more and more now, but I've been talking about hormones a very long time, and people love this whole hormone injection stuff, everyone to themselves. But do be aware that when you put stuff in this way, your body stops producing its own. And what we truly want to do is optimize our bodies so our bodies produce stuff on its own, because realistically, if you think about it, I don't know what people pay for their hormone injections, but first of all, if this is going to work for you, okay, can you take this for the rest of your life? Is this even going to exist for the rest of your life? Do you have the money for it? I, like, why would you just even start?
So I want to say something about that because I got a lot of hate on TikTok a couple years ago. It's about 3 years
Mm
ago. My account was going viral. I think I had like 150,000 followers at the time, and this particular video got 2 million views. And
hmm. Mm
I talked about the different holistic biohacks in the Unchained Life Manual.
hmm. Mm
And at age 43, I was able to get my testosterone naturally with no TRT
hmm. Mm hmm.
from 450 over 900 total testosterone.
Yeah.
And, part of that had to do with a severe vitamin D deficiency because when you are vitamin D deficient, which
Mm
is
hmm.
90% of Americans,
Yep.
the anterior pituitary cannot communicate to the hypothalamus to trigger um, the hypothalamic pituitary testicular or ovarian axis,
Mm hmm.
which means that your endogenous hormone production will be severely decreased.
Mm hmm.
And a lot of people want to jump right into TRT if they're males
Mm hmm.
and they're in their
Females too.
mid 20s, mid 30s, and the problem with that is it's kind of like supercharging a 1984 Datsun. Like
Mm
you
hmm.
just don't do that. You have to put in the work to build a good vehicle before you put all the aftermarket shit on. And
Yes.
people in their mid 20s and 30s, even early 40s, can probably double their testosterone naturally. Organic foods, fulvic minerals, all the biohacks,
Mm
balancing the circadian rhythm, blocking blue light, cold therapy, light therapy, sound therapy, meditation,
hmm. Mm
heavy weights,
hmm. Mm hmm.
moderate cardio, time outdoors, time in nature, bare feet touching the ground, sun gazing, all this type of stuff will completely transform someone
Mm hmm.
with no external hormones required.
Yeah. Also to note is that I know that the society has made up some sort of numbers that is supposed to be the number you're supposed to have. So let me tell everybody on here, and I'm about to go do another blood work soon so I can compare. But in the last few years, because I used to have horrible testosterone, and I know I had because I wasn't feeling good, right? And they told me I needed testosterone injections, and I got it, and I did one injection, and I swelled up like a fucking blowfish, and I said, no thanks, I'm good. I'm not going to do this. And they were like, "Oh, that's fine. We can just give you some diuretics to deal with that." And I was like, "Oh, a medication for the medication? No, thanks. How are you any better than Big Pharma right now?" So I just said no, and then I started getting fanatic with stuff. With like, where am I getting the food from? Because I was still training hard and eating well, which I thought was at least. So I started digging into deep. I started finding, better quality food, stuff from farms, started getting into like more. And actually, one thing that I did was stop taking all of my probably synthetic vitamins. So I just went like cold turkey, just stopped everything. And I was like, no, blank slate, starting from scratch, figuring everything out. And now, fast forward. And I fixed everything, and I felt incredible. I built an insane amount of muscle. Everyone who's seen my before and after pictures can see that I did that. And I felt great. I have no side effects of low testosterone. And my testosterone is, and this might shock some people, 20. My total is 20. My free is 1.4. And then if I went to a doctor, they would say, oh, this is way too low. You have to get injections. Or do I now? Isn't it very strange then that everything functions absolutely perfect and I feel great? And this is by no means facts I'm saying, but I have a friend who works with this who had a theory, which I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but he said that some people's bodies utilize the hormones very quickly, so it doesn't necessarily show up on a test result. I don't know if that's true, but if somebody does, let me know.
It's about bioavailable. So I'm not familiar with how testosterone operates in female physiology,
Mm-hmm.
but with men, if you have too high levels of sex hormone binding globulin,
Mm-hmm.
then you're not going to have a lot of free testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
So your total testosterone could be 900, which is phenomenal. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably where most 25-year-old men should be,
Mm-hmm.
but it's actually about half of that. It's decreased by 50% since the year 2000, which I think is
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But if your SHBG is through the roof, then it's going to bind to the free testosterone, and you're not going to be able to utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an issue there too. It's called SHBG on the male hormone profile.
Also about, well, when my biggest issue used to be progesterone. So my progesterone used to get way too low, and then I would get like a swollen balloon when I ovulated, and I would get severe cramps, and to the point where I couldn't even function. So same thing that they want to push you to take a bunch of stuff, and again, just living crazy. I managed to fix a lot by myself, but my ultimate solution for that was the diostronin product we have, the food technology. That one was the one that got my period had actually gotten to become pretty good. I wasn't bleeding a lot. I wasn't really having a lot of pain, but my ovulation was still horrible. And when I started that, all of that went away too. And now I have
Does
no
that
issues.
contain progesterone that they extract from yams?
Yeah, diostronin is from yams, yes. So
Yeah, because I was going to
it
ask you what you thought
regulates
about that lotion. They
it
have cream
regulates
that's like a.
it regulates all hormones. So it's not for a thing. So if you take it, it regulates your hormone. If I take it, it regulates my hormone. So it's not for women, it's for everybody.
Did you happen to get your DHEA levels and progesterone, and when you did your hormone panel, did they include DHEA and progesterone?
I'm the kind of person who goes and asks for my own test results because I know what I want to have. So I have everything, trust me. And now did it in January, and I started our food technology in February or March. So now I'm going to do it again because it's been about a year. And
That'll
then
be
I will show
interesting.
them on the live. I'll show them, compare them.
So you don't know where you're at based on your baseline before you started. What did you call it? Dioxin?
Hmm? Diostronin?
Wait, is it diostronin?
It's a molecule inside yams that regulates hormones.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can research it. It's
I will be
diostronin.
following.
That's so it's not the yam in itself. And again, what we do with food technology is we extract molecules that somehow heal you in some shape or form, and then we enhance the molecules and we extract everything else. So extract the sugar molecules and everything, and that's what we do with everything we have. So diostronin is one technology which we haven't talked much about. We talk about it, Acemannan and Betalains, because they're the major ones, but I think the diostronin is pretty major too. Everyone has probably some sort of hormone funk, I would say.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're living in an experiment over here.
Oh yeah. And now, did you see the cancer vaccine now that came out?
That the news out of Russia, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure people will line up for that too.
Oh yeah, because it's free too. It's beautiful, right?
Of course it is.
It's I'm Swedish myself. We have free healthcare, and people say, "Oh my God, that's so great! You have free healthcare." I said, "Is it?" Honestly, I think it's even worse because now you're utilizing the medical system even when you don't need to because it's free. Think about that. So now you might go on occasions where maybe you don't. You're like, "Do I feel something? Maybe I should go just in case. I don't pay anything anyway." I do think though that urgent care, or like, let's say you're in an accident or something, those things, that should be the only thing that exists, and that should be free everywhere. That would be the perfect scenario for me. Not saying there are no hospitals needed, but they need to do, if you have an accident, they help you, and then they send you to the holistic department after to heal after your surgery or after your recovery or whatever, after your accident.
I think that world is coming.
Oh, it is, absolutely. Did you? I had a live, was it last week, with this man, Chris, who had cancer. He got cancer from the COVID shot. And if somebody actually goes and watch the entire thing, I'd ask him everything. How did they treat you in the hospital? What did they do to you? How did you feel? All these things. And he, explained, what does radiation feel like? Like, what does it actually do to you? And then when you're done, what do? They literally fucking kick you out the door. They don't give a shit. And they feed you bullshit. I have somebody we work with that is a cancer doctor, and we got sent to us the recipe book that they give to cancer patients in the hospital. Let's just say that every single recipe is cancer food. All of them. It has food that cancer feed on. It's just mind blowing. And that they give to the patients. This is what you're going to eat now. Great. Let's. No wonder you need all this radiation, because you keep literally fueling the cancer every day.
Well, think about it. The drug companies own the food companies, and they own the seed companies, and they own the chemical companies, and they're all in bed together, and it's a huge lobby. And, the FDA is designed covertly to police those who are operating outside of the control system. So the strong arm of the enforcement when you want to do something holistically that works. And look at the famous people that have spoken up about cancer cures, and then they mysteriously are unalived.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, anyone who is on Instagram, may I tell you all to watch the live on any other platform than Instagram, because Instagram is cropping it off. So they basically just see the line between the two of us. But all other platforms should be playing full screen: Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, X, Kick. I'm on all of them. So go anywhere else. Otherwise, people are writing, I can't see you. That's
Instagram doesn't like
for
you too much.
No, it's just because we're doing widescreen on the live stream, and we're two people. So if I'm in the middle, it would work. But now we're two, so we're splitting the screen, so then they can only see the middle where there's nobody.
So you're not having any issues in shadow banned
I don't think
on
so.
Instagram?
The Rumble is actually doing really well. I feel like, considering that I have like 40 followers or something, I'm getting pretty good reach on the live streams. I think people just go and watch probably and not follow, because there's been a few hundred watches on all the live streams, and I'm still kind of new. This is the 7th time only. This is my 7th time. I haven't been doing very many.
But you lost a big account. Was that an Instagram account that you lost?
Yeah, well, I lost the Instagram. I had like 130,000, and it was already, I don't even know how I grew that to begin with, because that page grew during COVID when I was talking shit all the time. And then it's kind of like grew, and then it started dropping, and like started unfollowing people automatically. I don't know if you've noticed, like I have to follow my sister like 3 times, and my friends have to like refollow me several times, because they're like, I didn't unfollow you. I don't know what happened. So that happened, and then I got like that where they shut it down. So it happened once, and then it came back again, and then it happened again, and I actually was on the phone call with them. So my friend works with people at Meta, so I'm literally sitting on the phone with them, and they're like, yeah, there's no problem at all, you're gonna get your page back, just blah blah blah, whatever he said. And one day later, gone for good. So that's what happened. So I don't know if Joel just said, he's like, you call them? Now they're definitely going to shut it down, because they're probably going to look into you. Oh, I don't even know. And then they shut down my TikTok, which I actually got it back. So the TikTok has like 138,000 or something. So they shut it down. I got it back, and I can't get views. Like literally the other day I posted a video and I got 0 views. How is that possible? How do you get 0 views?
Because your content moderator pushed a button.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So I don't
They
even
took my
post on the
account for good
TikTok now.
last week.
Yeah.
230,000 followers, built it up from 0.
Mm-hmm.
All real, well, supposedly all real people. It's not like I fucking pay for followers, but
Yeah.
I feel like TikTok has a lot of bots. It's a really trippy fucking
Probably, yeah.
environment, like a really weird algorithm. And
Yeah.
you know, they
I don't
have
really
this
understand.
bot army that will come after you when you are, you know, posting anything remotely related to challenging the generally accepted narrative of this utter and complete total fuckery that goes on in this reality.
But it's kind of interesting because I feel like you can find so much information on TikTok, like conspiracies and stuff. How is that? Or are people just posting it and getting shut down, and then somebody reposts it and then they get shut down? Like, I don't, because I feel like there's a lot on there still. So I don't really know how it
Yeah,
works.
there is. It's weird. I mean,
Yeah.
there are the blue checkmark guys with like 2 million followers talking about the same shit as me. And,
Yeah.
you know, they'd have 80,000 likes on a video. So, I mean, that stuff's getting out there. I
Yeah.
don't know. And I think there's a lot of like low level agents, like low level controlled opposition where, I mean, if you distract people enough, even with 80% of the truth, it's going to keep
Oh,
them occupied.
yeah. Somebody told me though, which I don't think this is true, but they said that depending on your algorithm on your TikTok, so it might be a better idea to start a new account. But I started a new account where I was posting about Acemannan only. And I was, it's nothing like inappropriate or anything. I'm just talking about Acemannan. That's literally all. And then the other day I posted, I don't know if you saw the video of this guy Nick, who's 81-year-old dad, got really sick after COVID, and now he's basically fully recovered after taking Acemannan, I think for about 3 or 4 months. And he's 81 years old and literally goes to the gym 3 days a week now and walks a mile, like no problem. He's like, he didn't even do this before. So I just posted his story and boom, immediately shut down. So now I can't get reach on that account either.
Well, yeah, they don't want to pay Social Security, and they don't want you to get your 401k and all this type of stuff. I mean, think about it. Like in America, I'm not sure what the statistics are in Sweden,
Mhm.
but the average American will retire and die within 4 years after the date of retirement.
Well, I don't believe it. Well, Sweden, I don't know. So typically you get money from the country, right? Or that's how it worked when I was there. I left about 12, 13 years ago. And back then, like when you were old, you just got money because you build retirement money when you work in Sweden. You don't necessarily have to save yourself. Just by you having a job, you automatically get money. So for every year you work, you get a certain amount of money, right? So if you've been there your whole life and you worked your whole life, you have enough money to be fine. That's changing for sure, and that's not the case anymore. I even know because I lived there for a while, I have retirement money from Sweden and I have to be, I don't know, 65 or something to start collecting it. But that's how it works in a lot of European countries, I know. And probably changing now, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. People are really struggling over there in a way I've never seen before. So it's not very good. I think it's becoming more of how it is here for sure. I also don't really believe in actually. I used to have an IRA and all this bullshit over here, and no more.
Well,
No
you guys
more.
have to pay for all the illegal immigrants, so you know they
Yeah.
can't give you your retirement anymore because
Mhm.
hotels and cell phones and debit cards for food and shit. You need
Mhm.
tax dollars for that stuff.
Well, I don't believe in none of that bullshit.
Well, you know why
But
they're
this is
doing it, don't you? I'm sure you
oh
can
yeah,
talk
but
about it on other platforms besides
yes,
Meta.
we're not gonna talk about that today, but that will be a future conversation. But I don't really believe in the system anymore, and I ain't gonna stay there. Let's just say
That's why we do what we do.
yes. Okay, we've been like chatting for 30 minutes. Should we start talking about some Christmas? Let me ask you this
Well,
before we even get into
yeah.
that. So, do you celebrate Christmas?
My wife loves it. We have a
Mm-hmm.
tree in the house. The
Mm-hmm.
kids grew up loving it.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up loving it with my
Mm-hmm.
dad's side of the family. I waited up for Santa when I was, 5, 6 years old. I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt made it fucking magical.
Uh-huh.
Now that I know what I know, I would say started feeling pretty weird like 10 years ago. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at all these people frantically racing around town, spending money that they don't have on shit they don't need,
Right.
and then giving all this credit to the imaginary fat man in the red suit. After all their hard work parenting all
Mm-hmm.
year long, they
Mm-hmm.
give away all that power to this imaginary man. It's
Mm-hmm.
fucking wild.
Yeah. I do. I'm gonna say too that I don't necessarily think it's wrong to it's like a cozy thing. The tree is pretty, and like people maybe like the food, and it's like a cozy setting, right? But do we have to do it for that? Can we not just create this on our own? And I told somebody the other day, I said, I don't celebrate anything because it was my birthday the other day. And I said, I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't celebrate holidays. They're like, what? By Maaxx, you need. No, I didn't say I don't celebrate. I said, I don't celebrate set holidays. I celebrate life any day I want. If I want to go out and celebrate tomorrow, I will do so. I don't need an occasion to do so. It can be any day of the week, any time of the year. And I certainly do it. Trust me.
Well, it's a Hallmark holiday here. That's what we started calling it a while back.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it is about family. And
Yeah.
if you love your life and you do live in gratitude, then you do look for little opportunities every day to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the bluebird of happiness lands on your fence as the sun is rising, and you have a moment of gratitude, and you take your shoes off and touch your bare feet to the grass, and you look up at the
Yes.
rising sun and you say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should just be normal. But I think that so many people in the society, me included, for a long time, lived the opposite frequency of that, where everything is resentment. Everything is just trying to make it to Friday, working all week, WEAK. So you get to the weekend where you are weakened. And
Mm-hmm.
that is just the repetitive cycle of this NPC culture.
Yeah. So how do you guys go about this with your kids now? Um, do they believe in Santa?
Daughter, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Son is 14. He knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But he's stealth, and he knows that the wife, his mother, my
Mm-hmm.
wife, would like to keep the magic alive because
Mm-hmm.
it's very special to her.
Yes.
Because I think with the childhood she had, that was a sacred fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it was the only day of the year she got anything to open.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of emotional attachment with some people,
Mm-hmm.
um, to the holiday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when you peel back the layers of the onion and then you start to look at dates that are, we have date discrepancies, we have a calendar that doesn't make any sense. Jesus was most likely born in March
Mm-hmm.
based on, historical documents and references and where the stars were and all this type of stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, no, there's it's a ritual. I think
Yeah.
like anything, like
Mm-hmm.
Halloween, like Valentine's Day. I mean, look, Columbus Day, 4th of July. Like, do people really believe that a bunch of dudes with muskets defeated the fucking British Army? If we really defeated the British Army, then our social security number, our name would not be in all capitals, and we would not be part of a corporation's property that could be pledged to the Royal Bank of London. So I think that all of it is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we have ever been taught is not history, it is his story.
Yeah. Well, did actually, but I think I don't know if it went live, but Joel posted a video today. He's been going through these Illuminati books. Have you read them? Illuminati's.
Some of
It's
them.
three
I had
books.
the I had the Illuminati card game. That was
Oh, you
interesting.
do. Well, this one is called Illuminatis. It's from 1975. So I'm only on the first book so far. There are three books, and in 1975, they're basically exposing. They're saying everything that goes on today, and I was like, then what the hell is in book two and three? Book one covers everything that goes on right now in today's world, and yeah, it's very interesting. In 1975, they said this. So I guess that a theory is that these people manifested today's world back then, and right now it's our turn to manifest the future. And I would like to say that the next series of books are going to be ours.
They're gonna have a change of heart in volume 2. We actually do like some of these humans.
Well,
We don't want to kill them all. Just 93%.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Georgia Guidestones. Sure, people have seen those that they destroyed, but with no explanation, because people could see Polaris through the little hole that was carved in one of the stones. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I will, while we wait for him. Oh, just getting a zip. I got this copper bottle that I love. And then in this, I don't know if, wait, you will be getting them soon, actually. You'll be getting this box with samples. I mixed these two, the focus and the fuel. Literally mixed these two, and you are a superhero. And if you wanted to work all night and not sleep, you could. You don't get tired. You can sleep though, but it doesn't give you like a feeling. It's just if you're doing something, you can just keep doing it. So that's like my magic solution for long computer work.
I do want to thank you in front of your audience, because I'm pretty hard to impress when it comes to nutritional supplements, because I spent 10 years in the fitness industry and was into bodybuilding for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spent 200 grand on supplements since 1998 easily.
I have your old video.
So
I'm going to play it after.
What's that?
Your edit from our last live. I have it saved here to play.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I didn't have the Immune at the time. And I got the 112 capsule bottle of the Immune. And
just
it says to take 2 a day.
A little side note when we talk about this, do not say any medical terms whatsoever when we show product.
No, I'm only speaking about what this is doing for me. I'm not making any claims about the product or the owners or the company. I'm just telling you my own experience, but I've been taking 6 a day, and I have had a clicking shoulder for 15, 20 years. Like it has been the thorn in my side, literally. And it is like 90% better, 90% better. It's amazing. So less inflammation, better sleep, waking up between 4 and 5 a.m. every single day with no alarm, rested, feeling positive, feeling calm, feeling more motivated. I would say during the day, and I smoke weed, but I'm aware of what adding things do to me. I would say even more chill than typical. And beyond just chill, I think more positive, like maybe laughing more. I mean, I don't even know if that's a fucking side effect of this stuff, but
I think
when you're less inflamed, you're going to feel better overall, right?
Yeah, because then there's those little things in the body that might have been bothering you before, even if they weren't extreme. Like you say, I was the same. My shoulder was actually bad because I have a half a Terminator arm. I've showed people I have over 300 stitches, and my hip bone in here. And after my accident, I probably messed up the shoulder at the same time. It was a pretty bad fall. And my shoulder was horrible for 10 years probably. And I had this rehab girl that would work on me. In the beginning, I would go every week. Then it's, to get adding up in money, right? So then I started going every month. And then I moved and I couldn't get to her. And then I didn't go. And, it was just like always pain in my shoulder, literally every single day. And same. I don't even know how long it took. It was just like not there suddenly one day. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
And of course you're gonna be happier
say more strength too.
Oh yeah.
And you made a comment about that. You said you got stronger out of nowhere.
Yeah, because you have about 400% more stem cells. So, and what I think is super cool. So I have you were on the live in the beginning and you had only been using it for, I don't know if it was it a month or something on the first live, maybe?
So it was only this. When we talked originally, this is a few months ago, I just bought the Limitless. And I think it worked, because I mean, my body was like getting rid of stuff. Like my skin's good, but I had like this outbreak, not like acne, but it was like my body was fucking getting rid of shit, like a detox. symptom.
And now it's been what? Are you on 2 months now? Could it be 2 months?
Probably about that.
And
I
it's
just made my
still,
second order like 2 weeks ago.
so you feel what you feel right now, and what I'm thinking inside of me is this: just wait and see. I'm on a year. Joel is on 10 years. Like, you're already noticing this. And then I do believe also we have a few people. Actually, I have a pretty cool story I'm going to post soon with a woman that had a lot of issues, right? And then she used it and she felt really good. And then she was like, you know what? I don't think I'm getting better now. I feel like I got really good and now we can't get any better. So she was like, maybe I'll stop taking it. Stop taking it. Obviously, all the stuff starts to come back. Because again, everything we're dealing with comes from our lifestyle somehow. And even if you live healthy, we live in a world where it's almost impossible to be great. You are going to eat something shitty sometimes because you don't have your own darn farm. You are going to put some chemicals on you. You are wearing synthetic materials sometimes. Like, even if you are really good, you are still in touch with, like, you are getting in contact with bad shit all the time. There's radiation everywhere and there are chemicals sprayed in the air. Like, we can't avoid it. So she stopped taking it, realized, oh shit, like I'm not feeling too hot right now. Went back on it, but now she was already detoxed, so it only took a couple of days to feel good again. She's like, yeah, I'm never gonna stop again. So I definitely
What exactly was she taking?
she was using the Acemannan and Betalains. I don't think she was using anything else. I think the same two as you.
So only so you're saying what I'm taking, the limitless and the immune?
Yes. So she had, I think she had, so this is not a person I know. This is a person I know, and this is his client. So we interviewed him, and only in that interview, I had 5 stories about him, his dad, and his clients, and the client's daughter. This one is actually a super cute one. So his client's daughter had really bad celiac disease and has not had a single reaction or flare up since. Again, if you have celiac, don't go out and eat gluten. That's not what I'm saying. But she's not reacting to the traces anymore, because you're getting traces of it somehow, somewhere. So she has had no reactions, which is wonderful. And I
That's
used to be
phenomenal.
that person. I can eat gluten now even. And I used to be, they told me I was so bad that it was like, you don't have celiac, but treat your life as if you have it. And now I can even eat gluten, even though I like to avoid it. And if I do like eat it, I try to find either something that is not from the United States, or once in a blue moon, maybe I'll have it here, but it's like made from somewhere somehow that I know they're trying to do better, right? So, and I haven't had any reactions, because I used to react just by being in a restaurant that maybe had it in their kitchen. And now I don't even react by freaking eating it.
Yeah, if I eat a GMO tortilla, it's
Mhm.
like I might as well eat a bowl of broken glass because it'll
Yeah.
destroy my gut completely. But what's crazy is my daughter bakes sourdough bread, and she's been tending to this starter for the last 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And she, of course, she uses organic
Mm-hmm.
flour and all the good ingredients, but
Yeah.
I can eat that bread with no problem at all.
That's great.
And they
Yeah.
say that the
Mm-hmm.
bacteria that is in sourdough culture,
Mm-hmm.
sourdough starter, is the same type of probiotic bacteria
Mm-hmm.
that a nursing baby will get from the mother.
Yeah, I believe it. Now we're spacing out. Actually, I'm going to play your video, and then we're going to get into Christmas here. But I'm going to play the video from your first live when you were only about a month. Where did I put it? I swear I put so many videos up. There it is. Okay. No. No. Okay. You know what? That didn't work. What the hell? Why does it do this to me?
Well, we're gonna blame the production manager.
Yeah, like now I can't get back to the screen of us anymore.
Yell at the
Yo,
guy in the corner. Tell him to get with the program.
I am. But this is so weird. It's literally your video. Why does it not play it? Oh my god. Now I can't get me back on the screen. There's me. There's you. Why does it not do that? This is so weird. I suck
You
at
need
the
you need that
eCam,
music you
clearly.
play like, "We're experiencing technical difficulties. We'll be
Dude,
back
you know
with
what?
you,"
I
and
actually should probably. No. Oh, there it is. That's that, and that's you. Okay. Yeah, well, bear with me, guys. I ain't gonna apologize. I'm just learning. I'm extremely good at creating content. I've done photography and video for 23 plus years. But when it comes to audio and like lives things, I'm like, yeah, no. Apparently I'm not great at this. I swear I'm even looking at the darn video I put there of you, but it just won't play it. Isn't that weird? Let me see if I can double click it instead. Nope, that doesn't work either.
I've
Could you hear it?
Yeah, I sound like a
Okay.
commercial.
Yeah. Well, that's the live we did last time. So now you also
It's
have
all
felt
true.
things in your
This
shoulder.
this is apparently this is what a glow up looks like.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I didn't do my hair. This is literally my wake up hair, but this is all my hair. And anyone who knows me, I used to have 3 packs of hair extensions in my head because I was just, yeah, I'm gonna say I was ashamed of my super shitty hair that would not grow. And it was so thin that if I didn't have extensions, you would see my ears literally like just come through the hair. And it now I don't even know what's going on my head. It's just a freaking, it's so much hair and it's like it feels like thick. I've never had this before. So now
It's crazy
I
you
have
said that.
several girls that have been tagging me in their videos on Instagram and they call it the Acemannan hair and they're like, I'm taking out my extensions. I'm like, I need to make a whole compilation of just women throwing their hair extensions.
No, that's dope. There's something to that because, my hair has been thinning out quite a bit, like, the
Yeah.
last couple years. Every time I'll wash my hair, I don't have a fucking handful of hair that has
Yeah.
fallen out, but I would say 30 or 40 hairs maybe every time.
Yeah.
And it was getting to the point where I was like, fuck, am I gonna have to, be bald? Because I'm not gonna have the comb over. We're not doing that.
Nope.
But one thing I've noticed, really just since starting the immune,
Mm.
zero, zero hair loss at all. So
Really?
we'll see if it
Yeah.
improves.
That's great.
I
I
definitely could
mean,
grow some
I'm
back.
happy you're feeling that already because for me, I'm gonna say it took a while for my hair to get better, but I also had a lot of other bullshit in my body. I had so much inflammation in my entire body, I think, from my all my injuries and stuff. So everyone's order of things happening is all different. There's no like rule for what you're gonna feel first, but that's cool that you're already seeing that.
I'm impressed.
It's only the beginning. So if somebody wants to test out the products, you can go to unchained.myelevate.com. And if somebody has questions, hit me up. We have research for pretty much anything with Acemannan. We have 30 years of research. So if somebody says, for example, hey, I have allergies. I'm like, cool, here's the allergy research. Or, hey, I have a thyroid problem. Cool, here's the thyroid research. So I can send whatever it is people would like to see. I haven't plugged in my charger. Hold on, I'm going to plug in my charger. I was exporting out my, which I am going to play a little later, but I did an exorcism the other day. It was probably the coolest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I got to hear about that because I just watched Nefarious for the first time last night.
Yeah, have seen that movie like 6 times. It's so freaking good. And but Christmas then. So when did you start digging into Christmas stuff? Like, what was it that kind of triggered that for you?
Well, we talked about what happened to me way back when in 1995, and I
Mm-hmm.
buried all that shit until probably 2007, which is when I woke up again. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you wake up and you start diving down all these rabbit holes, you start questioning every component of this society, all of the rituals, all of the holidays. Why are we doing what we're doing? Are we just following along with the herd?
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose of this? And then you dive into theology and all the supposed avatars throughout history and all these books and all these religions and all these
Mm-hmm.
concepts and philosophies.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look, it's one aspect of a great deception.
Mm-hmm. So where have you found, what do you know? Tell me what you know or what you think. Tell me what you think. What have you found? Because
So I
also
think
the stuff you've been sending me, it's kind of two different sides to it, right? The
I would way prefer the psilocybin side of it
Yeah.
personally, because
Yes.
the other side is just demonic. And I think,
Mm-hmm.
it has a lot to do with going all the way back to sacrificing infants to Moloch.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Virgins were sacrificed to the Mayan god Kukulkan, that
Uh-huh.
supposedly was a reptilian extraterrestrial
Yeah.
that gave them all of their knowledge of architecture and mathematics and astronomy.
Mm-hmm.
The Mayans knew about stars that you could not see without a telescope, and there were
Mm-hmm.
no telescopes back then. They were able to build pyramids like Chichen Itza.
Mm-hmm.
And, Chichen Itza in the solstice and the equinox, there's a shadow of a giant serpent that goes all the way down the corner. And at the very base of the pyramid is a giant serpent head with fangs
Mm-hmm.
in representation of Kukulkan. And they
Yeah.
would sacrifice virgins to Kukulkan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not a new thing. Like, this has been going on a long time. And I think that this holiday ties into that, especially when you look at the Krampus festival. Like, if you want to
Yeah.
go down the dark path,
Yeah.
the psilocybin path is way more fun.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm just pulling up some images here too of the Krampus. So basically, he's they're sacrificing children and thinking that they're doing a good thing, right? You sent me that video, and he's basically eating them, I assume. Which do you think that all of this could potentially have is that it's connected to everything that is going on with the missing children today, not just necessarily for Christmas, but all these children disappearing. I've been playing before this demon interview where this man that I had my exorcism with, basically interviewed demons, and they're explaining exactly, why they take the kids, what they do to them, and all of it.
Well, adrenochrome is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not imaginary. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's an actual drug that is
Yes.
harvested from the adrenals
Mm-hmm.
of, and they say animals, but
Mm-hmm.
humans.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and adrenochrome is made in serious situations of terror
Mm-hmm.
and fear.
Mm-hmm.
And so certain things are done to generate those emotions.
Yeah.
And at the peak level of fear,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some absolutely fucking sadistic things that these demons do,
Yeah.
that I don't know if we can even talk about, but people can look up what frazzle drip means.
Yes.
That's not fucking imaginary.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Look at Wilson the volleyball and from Castaway. Look
Yeah.
at Ellen DeGeneres sweatshirt
Mm-hmm.
that has the same image. Look at the mask Lady Gaga had on at one of the award shows.
Yeah.
That's frazzle drip.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
that is one method that is used to generate that fear level in
Mm.
order to extract that hormone at its peak level.
Yeah.
And we both had a former vampire on our shows, and he talks
Yes.
about
Mm-hmm.
how, you know, they get a high from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the fountain of youth. It's all
Mm-hmm.
these things.
I said everything is just
So
connected. The vampire
I
stuff, the demon
truly
stuff, the
believe it.
Christmas, like everything, it comes down to the same. And I actually put up I did a little edit out of this demon interview that Alabar Jones had done, and I'm gonna play it real quick because this demon is basically talking about exactly what we're talking about right now. What? Video file not found. Why? Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay, keep talking. I'll dig it up. You see, nothing.
The production manager is about to be demoted.
Well, I am everything here.
Demoting.
I am the production manager and the video editor and everything.
And the talent.
Yes, and the talent. And I also do my own styling and everything. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of. It's a lot. I'm one person doing 10 people's job. No. One day I have people. Let's see if it works now.
Perfect one that answer a
Okay.
lot.
That was so this is Albar Jones. This is the man that also did my own exorcism, and he's basically speaking to a demon through a person, which is I totally believe in all of this prior, but I now had an exorcism and several demons spoke out of my mouth. So it was probably the craziest experience I've ever had. And obviously we did my exorcism for me, but I'm not really sure how that works actually, if you can summon a demon to talk through me about something different. I don't really know that, or even if you want to do that, to be honest. But it was a crazy experience, and I'm gonna play a little bit of it a little later. I'm trying to cut it down. I've got it down to about 10 minutes. I was like, what do I even remove from this? Because with this lady talking here, I don't know if you guys heard that at one point it kind of sounds like a different voice is coming echoing. When he did the exorcism on me, you can hear the demon voice echo throughout the entire thing, which is insane. I didn't hear it while we did it, but when I sat and edited, and I had to like replay, I'm like, what's going on with the sound, you know? And I replay, and I was like, oh my god.
I think you should play the whole thing. I
The
want to.
whole
I'd love to
10-minute
hear the whole
thing?
thing.
I mean, yeah. So I've done a bit of a edit. We'll start playing. We'll see if we do it all. I was gonna do it because gonna have Alibar Jones on my live soon whenever he has time, and then I want him to kind of comment on this as well. But yeah, let's freaking do it. We started with all of this goes to everyone's like, what happened to Christmas? But all of this goes together. And if somebody doesn't believe in demonic stuff, please explain to me what the freak came out of my mouth here. Hold on. Where is it? There. Here we go.
Demons?
Okay, we're gonna pause it. Joel is here. Well, that was a little bit of it. So basically, I'm doing an edit out of. Wait, let me see here. Assign. Where do we put
I have
him?
a question.
Where?
Who was talking in the first video? Not that one you just played, but who was answering the
wait,
questions?
Joel, there's no picture.
Interesting.
You're just gray. Figured out what talking. Who was talking in the first video? I actually don't know who that is. It might be. So that video is on his YouTube channel, and I just made an edit. There he is. You're super pixelated, though. Is that my fault or your fault?
I'm listening to you guys on the phone.
Oh,
Finally get to talk to Joel about Hollywood. What really goes on in Hollywood?
but wait. So why is your image so bad?
I have no idea. Max, I'm going to come up there and see if I can't help out your audio while you talk with
Wait,
our
is something
boy.
wrong with the audio?
He seems to
He's
be
got
echoing.
He's got an echo.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Yeah, we both have an echo. Yep. So I will come up there shortly.
The queen of audio. I can't hear him echo actually.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's-
smooth as
it's-
silk in 2025.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Please come up.
Yep.
Bye. Well, I will learn someday. Wait, how the hell do I remove him from here now? There we go. What the? Okay. No. Hold on. Oh my god.
So I've got an
doing.
icebreaker story for anyone that does not want to entertain the absolute horror that was described in the first video of the true currency of Earth, which I believe is our most innocent, which is our children.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's not ready to go all the way down that rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
let's break the ice with a little story about one of the members of the band Scorpions.
Yes.
So he was walking out of a bar one night and TMZ rolled up on him with their cameras and they wanted to just do a quick interview because of course they chase famous people to see what they have to say. So this guy looked like he had had a few drinks for sure, maybe some other party items, and they start interviewing him about what he's been up to, what parties he's been to, and he talks about this mansion party that he went to in the Hollywood Hills. And he said that there's all these different rooms, and based on the level you are, you get into a different room. He said he went into one room and he threw up in his mouth and immediately left the room. Then he said he went into another room where they were torturing a human being, like basically recording a snuff film. So you know, this is like Eyes Wide Shut type shit, which Stanley Kubrick got in big trouble for.
Mm.
But this is really going on. Human hunting parties are a real thing. Like that was going on with the British royal family.
Now everything just. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Hold on. Joel was mixing around with the stuff. You check outside the door if it's. I could not hear you echo, so hopefully you're not. Somebody's listening. Is he echoing? Please tell me now. I can't hear. Can you hear it? Yeah, right? I can't hear it from you. I heard it from him only. But he's been listening. No. But he said it was echoing from you before. Because he was listening on. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it works. I don't know. Somebody said earlier no sound. That might have been in the beginning, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit. I've heard a lot of stories too from people I know that have been a part of it. Is it still bad? No?
By the end of this, guys, she is going to be a pro.
Yeah. But how? I can't hear him echo though, so how would I know that? Okay. But he said shit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Are you gonna join in from down there again? Cool. Okay. Let's see now. Well, yeah, so that was, as I said, we heard just a little bit of my exorcism, but I don't know if could you hear? You hear how like there is almost like a demon voice echoing after me?
There was a eerie reverberation.
Mm-hmm. And it
was-
happens literally
It was
throughout
definitely
the whole
not
video.
normal.
It happens throughout the whole video.
And is that's something speaking through you?
Well, so I'm aware, and let's just say that I've cut out some pieces. Right in the beginning, he just tells me, whatever is going on, just let it, you know? So right in the beginning when we started, I'm kind of resisting it. So it's like this thing talking, and then it's like me talking. I'm like, okay, it's, because it says Maaxx. It keeps saying Maaxx, Maaxx, Maaxx. And then you hear me saying, something. So then it's almost like I'm trying to interfere with it. And then it kind of goes away, right? And then you can feel it. Let's just say that when he calls it, my face got super hot. I felt my cheeks. It feels like the face distorts itself. That's the best explanation. It felt like my cheeks changed shape, and then my heart starts pounding. And I mean like pounding. Hold on. Okay, let me see if I can put him in there. There we go. Welcome. Say something.
Everything should be.
Oh, it sounds great now. You sound
Yeah. Yeah, everything should be good.
great. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just telling him about the exorcism. I said, yeah, so my heart starts pounding super fast, and I'm like, what is going on with me? Why am I so hot? And like, why are my cheeks doing this? And what's going on with my heart? And then as soon as we're done, the best way to describe is that my heart goes down to normal pace in like half a second. Boom, just like this, back to normal pace. The heat in my face disappears, and my cheeks suddenly feel normal, and it just felt like it released out of my face.
I believe in that. I believe it's real. I mean, I was talking to Yost, and
Mm-hmm.
he thinks Nefarious. He thinks Nefarious was a documentary.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah. Joe,
I
you
mean,
watched it with me, right?
this is real. And here's the thing too. When you look at energy, when someone is in a low vibrational frequency, when they are not emanating a strong auric field around them, and they are following along with the system, and they're watching porn, and they're gambling, and they're drinking fucking estrogen producing light beer, following some stupid sports ball team, not sleeping well. They're on 3 different pharmaceutical drugs on average. I think those individuals are far more susceptible to dark energy. And I think that energy frequency guides their behaviors and their decisions.
Yeah. Well, during my exorcism, at one point, well, he actually asked. So I had 3 demons. He's asking all of them, at what point in her life did you enter, and like how did you enter? So the first thing he asked was she wasted, and the demon just said no, she didn't. She doesn't really drink. So he said, so how did you get in? Okay, so one of them said it was on a boat 5 years ago, and I was very sad, and I'm trying to figure out what the scenario was, but. So I guess it's either if you're in a state of mind where you're just really sad or depressed or something, or maybe drinking a bunch, or maybe on a bunch of medications, or somehow like just mentally altered so you can't stop it, I guess.
Well, alcohol is from Al Ghul Hal, which is a spirit-eating demon, which is why they call hard liquor spirits.
Mm-hmm. Joel,
Oh, cool.
Huh?
Oh, cool. He's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, big dog?
You guys can't see each other, right?
Just
Or
trying to
can you-
figure out why your audio is the way it is, but I'm enjoying the
I got an
show.
echo. I got an echo on my end with you too, but Maaxx is fine.
Yeah,
No,
we'll
you have it
figure it
now
out.
too?
We'll figure it out this next time we go live beforehand and deal with it, because otherwise I'll keep coming up and down. And at this point, people, if they can get past their senses, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what this is all about, is getting past your senses and getting to the source of the information, because the information is absolutely incredible. So it's just a test for people to see if they can actually pay attention. I like that.
Interesting.
It's a lot easier to get past your senses when you're on like 0.6 grams of golden teachers.
I love
Everybody
microdosing, bro.
sound perfect to me, which
Yeah,
is why
man.
I truly
They
hope
just
that
they
this
just kicked in
recording
when
is-
you walked into the room.
That's perfect. I was about to
Brought that
put
Jedi
some,
energy with you.
I was about to put some of that Mother Earth on me. I got some tobacco oil that I make that's phenomenal. Incredible. I'll have to send you some for you to try.
You gotta tell me about tobacco oil, bro. I've never heard of that.
I mean, it's just so, you know how you can make like weed oil, right?
It's magic.
Sure.
So,
What do you do with it?
literally just
Whatever you want.
tobacco and oil, right? And you let it sit just like you do, other oils. And then you can apply it. I'm a little dry.
What do you think the benefits are?
Well, if you think like smoking and snuff is like good and like gives you a buzz, when you apply it to the skin, brother, it's different. It's way different. And the body needs nicotine. They've lied to everybody. We actually need nicotine. It is a healing property. That is what makes tobacco valuable. And they know that. It's all the other things that come with the tobacco in cigarettes, not necessarily organic Canadian, no preservative, sun-grown tobacco. That is literally just good. You let it sit, and then you soak up all the benefits. We let this sit for about 3 months.
You let it sit
Yeah,
3
sign
months
me
before
up.
you use it? Yeah, he should.
I mean, I'll send you a video. So I'll send her a video. Maybe she can play it. It's of Dr. Artis, who is a part of the Stu
nicotine
Peters
video?
Network. Yep, the Stu Peters Network. He's doing a whole tour around the world right now about how nicotine is the cure-all for pretty much everything. It's damn near everything that you can think of, bro. Nicotine is absolutely the way. They've just lied, and there's over 500 illegal ingredients, or essentially like toxic ingredients that they add, obviously, to like cigarettes and all of that. tobacco in itself isn't all terrible for you. You understand?
Yeah, and we
This
have
tobacco,
herbs too, right?
when you smoke this tobacco, brother, me and Skunkle Phil hotboxed 4 cigarettes on our way back from Dallas. Never had to roll down the window once. You don't even know that you're smoking this tobacco unless you're ripping it. Like if you're ripping it, obviously, but like mixing a little bit of this with a little bit of mullein leaf with a mullein. Some people I say mullein, but mullein leaf, and then some tree or whatever other herb you want. Phenomenal.
I can confirm.
Yeah, I like a little bit of
I
sage
know.
in there too, because I've got
Yep.
90% organic tobacco. So the
Yep.
organic American Spirit bulk tobacco. Not
Bro,
sure where they
you'll
grow
never,
their.
you'll never smoke it again. I'm gonna send you something. You'll get a pound of this for $25 whole leaf. You'll never smoke anything American Spirit, anything else ever again. Once you smoke this, you can't go back. My Muay Thai coach put me onto it because one of his coaches taught him to roll his own cigarettes, but they're bougie cigarette smokers, you know? And he's like, he was telling me about it. I always see him smoking and he let me try it. And I was like, this is incredible. Like it takes tobacco to a whole nother level because I used to do American Spirit, but now organic Canadian flume, whole leaf, grind it up yourself, bro, and you'll never go back.
Right on, man. I'm all about
I used to
upgrades.
smoke when I was young, and then I quit, and after that, I got super sensitive. So if somebody smoked, I could not even be in the fucking same environment, and definitely can't smoke. And I've tried that, and it was like smooth.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, so Joe, what's your input? Actually, we should probably talk about the mushroom part on the Christmas too. So we talked about Krampus, and the other side of it was this mushroom that people, or basically they get high on, and the mushroom is white and red, and they grow under the pine trees, correct? And that's where all of the Christmas colors and symbols come from, that they were growing the mushrooms, and then when they got high, they thought the deer were flying, and the whole story. So, do you want to dig deeper into that one?
Amanita muscaria, the fly agaric mushroom, which I have not had the honor of trying that variety yet, but supposedly the word shaman stems from, in history, they would wear the color red. And so think of Santa wearing the red suit. And so these shaman would carry this red bag or the satchel full of fly agaric mushrooms and joyously travel around the village handing out gifts of fly agaric mushrooms to all of the villagers. And they would all celebrate by communing with nature, really with sacred medicine, and have these experiences. I love that version versus the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Krampus version is no fun, especially when you're a kid.
What do you think, Joe? Which one do you believe has more truth to it?
Well, obviously the mushroom version, because mushrooms provide truth. It's very interesting that it's red and white. Red, base, root, white, crown. So I always say when I'm taking mushrooms, you get real grounded. And if you're not grounded, it will let you know, while also opening you up to everything that's around you. So it's very interesting that they're red and white. And then speaking of gifts, you know, giving in gratitude is fifth dimensional, or it's of the highest plane, that gratitude, that love. It's from a high plane, whereas physical density, you know, many people give gifts physically. This is third dimensional. So we have to bring down the energy to be transmuted and given away. And I think that mushrooms, just like the symbolism of what you said with the red and white mushroom makes sense, especially when you look at it from that lens, the red and the white color signifying the root chakra, the crown chakra. It's cool. Thank you for that.
You guys remember how Super Mario got his power-ups, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
on the Mushrooms.
So that is a fly agaric mushroom in that video game that gave him superpowers.
And it's all about jumping. I was having a conversation with someone today who is getting ready, I believe, to step into their highest self. And, you know, they were speaking of leaps of faith. And I said, isn't it interesting how we have to jump to really see how far we can go? A child's favorite thing to do is run and jump. A child gets excited, and what do? They jump up and down. Having that freedom of movement. The long jump is the oldest or one of the oldest Olympic games or competitions between humans. How far can one jump? And to run and jump as far as you can, you have to run recklessly toward whatever destination you believe you can make it to, and then leap to see if you can make it there. And in the example of the high jump, when we were talking, the theme was, can you make it farther than your last mark? And now, using the Super Mario analogy, it's very interesting. I just put that together that that was his only move. That's his only move.
Yeah.
It's to jump. You know, what a fucking lesson in that. Holy cow. That's all we
Now,
did.
they say that
is
most people don't even
around.
jump after the age of 30.
Yeah, it's crazy. Jump rope,
So
I
jump rope,
You know what
pile
we should? I have
boxes,
a great
trampolines.
business idea here. We need to put together like a loving package that people can get. Maybe we'll give it out, or maybe we sell it, and it's going to have Acemannan, Betalains, tobacco oil, and a jump rope, and maybe some mushrooms if we can get away with that, and whatever else goodies we can think of. Maybe a pair of
Let's
glasses.
get a sponsorship. Let's get a sponsorship from a rebounding company.
Yeah. We
I
should be
think that
doing
would be
like
cool.
the subscription box, monthly subscription box.
Yeah, we'll make them tobacco oil,
Yeah.
and then we can give them some Anunnaki moon juice as well. I'll send you some of that,
Yeah.
brother.
Maybe some colloidal gold
Yep,
and copper. All the good
yep,
stuff.
all of it.
Yeah.
all
And
of
some
it.
sage, incense.
Yes,
Okay, this can be a very big box.
it's all right. They need it.
Yeah,
Humanity needs the love.
sure does.
Hey, I was listening to the beginning. I'm excited for you, man. Starting to feel better. That's what matters, you know.
You
And I'm
already
It's
did
grateful.
the
it's
first
pretty
one.
hard to impress me with supplements, bro. I've spent a fortune on supplements since the bodybuilding days, and this stuff is legit. I'm on board.
You want to know what I say? I always argue with people because they always ask me. They say, "Well, is this just a supplement company?" And I say, "No, we do food technology. It's way different. It's on a different level than just being a supplement. We go into the food and find what makes it effective. And then we take it and put it into a product that allows you to biohack yourself back to optimal. Supplements don't do that. Only food technology does. And that's why I'm grateful that, you know, you get to experience what I've been able to experience for a while now. And this is why I'm grateful for this experience, bro. I mean, to be able to help people feel better. What a better thing. All I ever wanted to do was heal people when I was a kid. And then I had to get hurt to essentially be able to heal other people. How crazy is that, huh?
Well, it's also humbling for me to be able to learn from others too, man, because there's a lot of the time that I think I might have a lot of the answers, if not all of the answers, when I'm trying to help somebody with holistic wellness. And then you guys come into the picture and I try this stuff and I'm really impressed. I don't know if you caught this part, but my hair had been thinning quite a bit the last few years. And I have not lost one hair since I started the immune.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I
incredible.
said it's. I was telling him about my hair, and then he told me this, and I was like, "Wow, already?" Because I will say it took me a little longer for my hair to start getting this good. But that's
Beautiful.
incredible. He's only on what, second month?
Yeah,
I've only had
you're
the
gonna be
immune
someone.
for 10 days.
That's incredible. I mean, it's begun, my friend. It's begun. This is what we do, and I'm glad that you're a part of it. This is how we shift
Yes.
consciousness and change everything.
Absolutely, dude. You know, super radiance is a real thing.
Yes.
I actually want to play, since we're talking about this. I had this guy, Chris, on the live last week, and I'm going to play his video because this guy is only on, I don't even think 14 days.
Yep.
And he has a pretty incredible freaking story already, which I didn't even know when we got on the live.
Getting that damn COVID shot
Yes.
is what gave me cancer.
Tell people everything.
I'm a recent cancer survivor. Post-surgery, they have me on all these drugs. I had what's called an esophagectomy, which is where they cut out portions of your esophagus as well as my stomach. That comes with a lot of complications. The medications that they have me on was called Reglan. It can cause Parkinson's-like symptoms. I have to take that pill every time I eat. But the problem I'm having now, it's not really working anymore. Right before I started
Acemannan. So you take 2 a day?
Oh, just one.
Oh, so you're only doing half a serving.
The second week, which was this Monday, I woke up at 3 o'clock and I was up. I'm like, I feel like working out. Like, I feel good. I remember that feeling. It was a feeling I used to have. It wasn't that like, oh, get the snooze, go back to sleep, and you'll wake up in 10 minutes. Next thing I know, I'm running late to work. Woke up at 3, wasn't even trying to. Just woke up. And I'm like, I'm going to go work out. I had a killer workout session. This has to be a fluke. This isn't going to happen again. I set my alarm for Tuesday. Got right up. So Wednesday, same thing. Yesterday, same thing. Today, I'm like, maybe I'll skip Friday. But, you know, I was up at 3. I came in here. I killed the workout, and here I am. Something is different. Maybe it's the placebo effect. But then I'm like, no, you got too much going on. Maybe that is giving me that boost that my body needed.
I want to get you back on the live regular. Okay.
Beautiful.
I love hearing those stories.
Yeah, and I mean, I put him my idea with this man, because so I've known of him for many years, and he bought these posters of me and put in his gym, and then he had cancer, so I shared his GoFundMe and everything, and I didn't know what this was back then. And then we just spoke a little while ago, and he was just telling me about all this, the story, what he went through, and he was like, my dream is to just be able to, because he had done a lot of recovery on his own just by, really good lifestyle and good food and everything, but he's still on all of these medications that they're telling him that basically he's not going to live without it. And we just talk, and I tell him about Acemannan. So he also told me afterwards he was very, very skeptical. It took him a little while to order it. He was like, I like Maaxx, I'll try it, but like, no, I don't really believe in this. And then I get him on this live, and I was just like, we're just going to talk about your story, and then down the line, when you feel better, we'll talk about that. But I want to document it already. So when we go on the live, I don't even know this, which he's sharing, because it's only been 14 days. So I didn't actually expect him to have felt anything yet. And that's just insane. And, that's obviously just snippets out of everything he's sharing, because it's a lot of information, but I am super excited. And again, like you heard, he only took half a serving. He didn't even take a whole serving because he didn't read the instructions on the bottle, which a lot of people do. They only take half a serving. And I was like, oh my God, imagine when you actually double up now and do what you're supposed to do.
Or don't take it consistently, or every other day, or every couple days, or once a week, and think that it's actually going to do something when they're not even being consistent with it, or don't even take it how it's supposed to be taken. Yeah, absolutely. I love hearing stories like that, and you're about to be another one, bro. You're about to lead to a lot of people getting healthy, and I'm honored. I actually am going to hop off because I have a call with someone who's getting started tonight, and he just has a couple questions about it. But I think Maaxx is at 2, 3 people now today that have decided to participate and join the movement.
Today?
Yeah, amongst us.
That would be probably 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So he called me earlier today, and I said I would call him back. So we need to hop on a call, and I'd love to have you on my show, brother. We'll catch up here soon.
Anytime, bro. I'm going to keep taking 6 a day. I'm in the deep end of the pool with this stuff, dude. I'm really impressed.
For anyone listening, you do not have to.
I got
do
6
a
fucking
day,
bottles
but,
showing up.
If you're a mad person like us and you want to have extra superpowers, then you might want to consider.
Yeah, you have to let me know how you feel.
Fun.
I've never really, only outside of like taking it after a fight when I was hurting, I've only ever taken it like consistently, and I've only ever taken what like the dosage was. So I would be intrigued to see what would happen to me
Yeah.
if I doubled or tripled up my serving size, you know?
What did you do after your accident? Didn't you take more? No, maybe
I
not.
took more limitless. I took more
Yeah.
limitless and more entourage. I didn't specifically take immune.
Yeah.
I take the CBD. Yep.
Because I did when I injured my knee here for only not even a week. I think maybe 5 or 6 days. I did take 9 immune a day and 4 limitless. And in a week, I'm not gonna say I was like 100% normal, but
I was here
pretty
for that.
close, pretty close.
I was here
Yeah.
for that. I saw that. That
And it was
was.
bad because I did the same thing to my other knee when I was
She
young.
could barely walk. She could.
Yeah.
I had to
No,
carry
it
her.
was really bad.
Barely walk. Yeah.
Yeah. So in
Yeah.
1 week, I was pretty much fine. And my other
Yeah.
knee
It's
took me about
magic.
3 months to be fine with when it happened the first time.
I've known about the magic of aloe for a long time, but this is a whole new wavelength. This is the upgraded version of what I used to know about.
Yeah. I said I
Welcome
used
to
to
the other
work
side, my
for
friend.
when I was like
Yes, bro.
15 years old. For 7 years, I worked for one of the biggest aloe vera companies in the world. It was actually an American company, but I worked at the Scandinavian department. So I started, I guess he disappeared there. I started, I was probably just 14 years old or something. I did the reception for a little bit, answered the phone. Then I ended up becoming the logistics coordinator, and I worked at this company for probably 7 years. And I remember that we had great stories. People like stories you're just crying when you hear people share. But we only had aloe vera juice and like an aloe vera gel, and that was it. And I just remember that I wasn't really a big fan of it. I wasn't really using it. I was also young, I didn't really think like that. And then I know fast forward when I was older, I've liked to put aloe on my skin, but if I would eat it or like ingest it somehow, I would always feel like weird in my stomach somehow. So I was like, okay, maybe I have some sensitivity to this because I'm not feeling hot when I'm eating it, right? But the Acemannan, nothing. And just speaking to the formulator, whenever I've been on these events, I get to meet our doctors and our formulators and the scientists and all this stuff. And he said, yeah, it is actually, it could be the case that people have some sort of sensitivity or allergy to aloe, but as far as he said, you cannot be allergic to Acemannan.
Yeah, I used to take aloe juice from this guy that I knew from San Diego, got rich in the aloe industry.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of this concentrate, this aloe juice concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it gave me more energy, but I had the worst calf cramps I have ever had in my life. And I had no idea what it was from back then. I didn't know what I know now about the fact that it will deplete your potassium. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night with these baseballs, like a baseball knot in my calves. And I didn't even know what to do. Like I just had to lay there and deal with the excruciating pain for however long it lasted.
Yeah.
And it's funny because sometimes I would crawl into the kitchen and like try bananas. So I think like intuitively, instinctively, I knew it had to do with potassium.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I mean, that's also, as a bodybuilder, I'm sure you know too, a lot of bodybuilders take all these diuretics to compete, and then they basically deplete their bodies out of potassium, and then they start cramping and all that shit. I never did. I think first time ever, about 11 years ago, I did an NPC show, and I did take some sort of diuretic from like the vitamins shop or something. But after that, I've never used anything at all. I don't actually believe that we need that if you handle your body properly and do things right. Like this is some sort of, and I don't even know where this shit comes from, but there's this thing in the bodybuilding world that people are like, you have to cut salt. You insane? What the fuck would you do that? Cut your water and salt. You want to kill yourself?
It's crazy.
I never understood that. I remember when I did compete, I was told by my coach to cut my salt, and I never did. I don't necessarily, I believe we all need coaches, but I also believe that people need to think for themselves and not necessarily do exactly what you're told, because I would never do such a thing. I actually eat. When I was on prep, I used to eat. Wait, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt on every meal times 6 to 7 meals.
That's not a lot of salt.
No, right? I don't
Well,
think
and
so.
back then, nobody was talking about the difference between sodium chloride and sea salt either.
Yeah. Well, I have the Celtic salt.
Yeah, and that's great. That's the kind of salt we need. That's what we're made of.
Exactly. Okay, I don't know. What do you think? Should we get back to the? Do we want to play any more of the exorcism?
Oh, I want to hear all about that.
I mean, we can play the whole thing, or maybe I can speed it up. But then we're not gonna hear the demon sounds. So
I mean, play a couple minutes and stop,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we'll do
save
that.
the rest.
Okay.
Play a couple more.
let's see here.
I'm
You can give me
intrigued.
your
So-
input on what you're hearing here. Okay, let's go.
Did you come in a past life or this life?
In a past life.
You are feeding on her life force, right?
Yes.
And you are what makes her angry all the time. You're the
She's
one
not angry all the time anymore.
She's done a lot of work to undo your position.
Yes.
What is the thing that you fear Max finding out the most?
What I look like?
Is there anything you want to say to Max?
She can feel me right now. She can also see me.
Something tells me you're going to want to sketch him in a minute.
Huh. I look different.
You've got a string of contracts here, I can see. All of them curb her free will.
Yes.
Doesn't that make them invalid instantly?
Yeah.
So what are you carrying around for?
I have nowhere else to go.
What would happen if you went back to your masters?
They will kill me
Why?
because I didn't do my job.
How would you describe your job?
Take over her.
Yeah, you're really failing at that, aren't you? Wow, I can feel the tension
If I
coming out. What's that?
if I didn't, how would you know?
About 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to scan her. If I find you, then you'll see me at war. You know the name Alabar Jones?
Yes. You kill demons?
Can I correct you and say I kill lots of demons? So why are you?
Okay, I'm gonna jump back here quick. So that was actually 2 different demons. It's a very long session. So the first one, you can also hear if you actually pay attention that the voices are different. So the first one, when I first start talking, it's like a British accent or something right in the beginning, and I just like, what just came out of my mouth? And then the second one, when he's talking about contracts, is the second demon, which sounds a little bit different. Which is no, so the first demon, that's the one I actually saw the face, and I'm trying to. I don't know how I want to put this on print. Like if I'm gonna sketch it or paint it or do it digitally. Like I remember the face so clear. And what I didn't ask when we did it was the name of the demon. So I don't know exactly who it was. But I'm gonna keep playing it. But that was this is 2 different demons basically. And then there's a third one coming, and then after that he's talking to my soul.
Did you come in a past life or sport anymore? You ready?
Why?
Because I don't like you.
No.
Anything you want to say? You're getting cheeky with me, boy.
I can try.
Name Alabar Jones?
Yes. You kill demons?
Can I correct you and say I kill lots of demons? So why are you getting cheeky with me, boy?
I can try.
I don't think I'm going to offer you transport anymore. You ready?
Why?
Because I don't like you.
No.
Anything you want to say to Max before you go?
Fuck you.
Anything you want to say to me before you go?
Fuck you too. What do you want?
I want you to explain your presence here.
Making her ugly?
You got an uphill job there. How's it working out?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes she feels ugly, huh? If you could create her state of mind 24 hours a day, how would that be?
That she hates herself.
Her mind is yours to twist. Is that like the crux of it?
Yeah.
And these contracts were made under duress, weren't they?
Yes.
Were they made while she was a child?
Yes.
These contracts are invalid, right?
Why do you say that?
They limit her free will. That makes them invalid, true or false.
So what are you going to do?
Are you going to answer my question? True or false?
True.
What punishment do you want? Death or transport?
Death.
Anything you want to say to Max before you go?
I have nothing to say. I can feel my face transform.
Let us call this the monkey mind, right? The human body's designed to, deliver 1 unit of thought. And these guys add it, so it's 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 units of thought. And it's very uncomfortable because the system's not designed to carry that much thought. The thoughts are always negative. Let's just see if we can.
Okay, I'm gonna go back there. So obviously I'm cutting this a little bit, and there's more in between. Each demon, like each exorcism or each demon, is a pretty long conversation and almost an hour. So I try to cut out like some pieces, but there's a lot more going on here. And then it's just me saying also, like, I was like, I'm literally looking at the screen. I was like, what is going on with my face? It's changing. And I actually did a screenshot on me when a demon is there versus like when we were done with the exorcism, and I look different. I look completely different. It's just the weirdest thing. And
So
like,
the spoiler alert is that this guy got rid of dark entities
yes,
in you.
and again, like I could feel them come forward, and then I feel them leave. It's the only thing I can say. I could because how would you describe that you feel these things and your heart start to pound, all these things, and then when they release, boom, like in not half a second you're completely normal again. Like it doesn't need, it's not humanly possible for your body to act that way. Like the heat, I'm super hot, heart is pounding, cheeks are like almost aching, and then boom, in half a second it's all gone. Cheeks are not red anymore, I'm not hot, heart doesn't beat, or heart doesn't speed, and it's super weird. And then he's talking about the monkey brain. You heard the monkey brain? So what he's saying is we are designed to, get, one thought at a time, basically. And what they're doing is pumping the brain full so we get overwhelmed and uncomfortable. And me, most of my life, never got diagnosed, but, hyperactivity, ADHD, whatever it is. And since the exorcism, the best way to describe it is I did a lot of work. My brain has definitely become a little more calm than it used to be when I was young. Anyone who's known me a long time know that I used to be this hyper person. I will have 7 conversations at the same time. I don't, like this. And I've done work. I've gotten better, but it could still appear. And I would be completely... I've even done lives like this when I'm talking and I forget what I talked about in the middle of the sentence. And it doesn't happen anymore. And now it just feels like my mind is a black room with nothing in, and I decide which thought I want to bring in. That's what it feels like. And it's just peaceful and calm. It's super crazy. And this is only 5 days ago. It was last Sunday we did this. And he also said that I will feel over the next few days just this calm come over me. I was like, I felt it the same day we did it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I said, I would like to suggest anyone to do this. If you're ready for it, because I also believe that you need to be able to let it, because right when we started the conversation, I was a little resistant. And then you just have to kind of let it.
So how often does this guy sit down with people that do not have a dark entity attached to them?
He said it's never happened. He's never met a person who doesn't.
That's fucking crazy.
When I talked to him the first time, because I was like, I've done a lot of work, I've done a lot of energy healing and energy sessions, and I've already released a lot. I knew that. So I was super curious to see what was still there. And as you hear this, the demons, they want me depressed, sad, angry, anxious, and all of this stuff, which I have none of these feelings. And I haven't had in probably, almost 2 years. I have barely felt any of these feelings. So as he's saying, you're not doing a very good job. And then one of the demons, which was crazy when it said it, that its only job was to make me feel ugly. And I was like, wow, that is so interesting. Which was maybe why, and I'm just speculating, but now, as you can see, like I came here on the spiritual journey, I have no fake nails, I have no fake hair, I have no fake eyelashes, I have no Botox, no fillers left. And it was super weird at first when I removed all of this, and I almost felt a little, wow, this is interesting. Not necessarily feeling like I'm ugly, but it was different, and it took a little bit of adjustment. And now, when I went traveling, now I actually did my eyelashes again. So I had my eyelashes for only a couple of weeks now when I traveled, and now when I get back home and took them off again, I was like, oh my god, it feels so good to not have them. And I felt like I almost had to put them back to realize how much I don't want them anymore. But they used to be, that was me, because I never liked makeup. So I was like, I want my nails and my hair, my eyelashes. You know, they make me feel pretty.
It's crazy what you women do, like what this system has conditioned you to do, to
Yeah.
you know, put on the fucking war paint and all the accoutrements. It's wild.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say that you can't style up for certain occasions and whatever. Absolutely, like once in a blue moon, I do. I actually put red lipstick on today for the Christmas theme here. It was more for that than anything, but I'm not saying people can't do it, but limit it, because do be aware that all of these items are toxic. So when I first got into, I got rid of shampoo about a year ago. And I knew that when you start using these all natural soaps, you start purging. So I started purging out of my hair. It was really nasty. And my hair was pretty much good. Like here on the top, when I felt it, I was like, yeah, it's really good. It took about 2 weeks. The extensions, I went on and on and on for about 3 months, and they just got worse and worse and worse. And I'm thinking, how much chemical is on this crap, you know? So fast forward, when I finally took them out, I didn't know if my hair was going to be livable on its own. Like, I don't know. And I took it and I was like, wow, my hair is actually pretty nice. Like, this is not bad at all. And then I was like, oh, wow, it's so nice to take them out, because they would never perch, and they would be sticky and just nasty because they're full. I don't know how they treat them. Probably many, many, many times, because it's hair, right? It's living hair, and I assume they have to do something. So it, or maybe they don't, but they do it anyway. Eyelashes, you wear the glue. It's definitely not natural glue. Botox fillers, definitely. I know there are more natural variations of it, but there's always going to be some sort of toxins or chemicals in it. Nails, like everything. There's shit in everything, right? And now I'm also on this journey now of switching out my closet. So 95% of the time I wear only cotton. Would like to get linen. I haven't found any nice linen clothes yet, but I'm searching for it. Joel actually bought some, like a hammock made of linen. And it's like, people just need to think about this. It doesn't mean that once in a blue moon like this, I'm sure this is some sort of freaking synthetic bullshit. And again, I put it on for the live just now. I'm wearing it for these hours, and then I don't. My pants are actually 100% cotton. If somebody on here want to know where to find organic 100% cotton clothing, please hit me up, because especially women, but men also, but all of our clothing is, scrunch button, all the shit, like you're rubbing chemicals up your crotch all day long. No wonder, like, people get all fucked up, and I'm sure that's not very good for your hormones either.
It's wild. I mean, this is a whole new world. Like, we are all discovering a whole new world with the way things were meant to be.
Yeah. So how are you about these things? You, from a man's perspective, like, do you care about looking for like what clothing you wear, or do you use any, like shampoo or skin products?
So I have linen sheets. I did have a grounding sheet that was 100% cotton, but it ripped, and I got to get another one. I prefer to wear 100% cotton t-shirts. All of my t-shirts are 100% cotton. I do like hemp.
Yep, the pure blood one you're wearing, also 100% cotton.
Yep, it is, and that's what I liked about that.
Yep.
Because usually you will see like 60% cotton and 40% polyester.
That's why.
And then you got to make sure it's organic cotton too, right? Because you don't want the
I'll
GMO
be honest,
cotton.
I don't know if those t-shirts are organic cotton. I don't. But
it's a step in the right direction regardless.
Yeah, well, I'm always looking, and people have asked, are you going to do leggings or like this or that? And I said, well, probably not, because I don't want to do synthetic stuff. And if I find something nice. Luckily, though, the prints I do they actually work best on 100% cotton, and they don't work really well on polyester. I do the direct to garment, which is good. So yeah, I mean, and I would love to actually do something linen. That would be even super nice.
Yeah, they don't really have any good linen clothes, do they?
I am searching. I found a few things. I found some kind of nice stuff for guys. The only thing is it's not typically like very form fitting, so I am searching still for female.
It's that baggy V cut shit with the like ties in the middle.
Yeah.
I can't do that. But I do have 100% organic cotton boxers that I love.
Yeah.
That's a non-negotiable. And I've got 100% cotton compression shorts. And I did see an ad for 100% hemp. Say that again?
How do they do 100% cotton compression?
I don't know.
How does that work?
It might be 95% cotton and 5% spandex, to tell you the truth. I don't know. I'll have to double check.
This is the best I found. So these are like shorts, and they have like a little bit of like stretch to it, but still not. It's not like form fitting like that. So then I'm wondering how the hell.
It's not Lululemon plastic.
No.
Isn't it crazy? This whole society is such a clusterfuck with all this stuff. It's just wild.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, I mean, you have to change your mindset here. So I used to love scrunch butt pants. That was my favorite thing. Now, can I find scrunch butt cotton? No, because it's not really gonna work, right? And I'm okay with it. But it's a little bit of adjustment, so I don't think people should go out there and throw out their whole closet and change to cotton. But I have over a period of a year now, I've slowly but surely switched out things in my closet, and I realize now that when I go to my closet, I still have some of these old scrunch butt pants and whatever, and I never wear them. I always grab my cotton stuff because they're actually more comfortable, and I just feel better in general, and then also mentally feel better because I know it's better.
I feel physically worse when I wear polyester. It's fucking itchy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I actually have a friend who worked with clothing for a long time, and she told me once, so that the softer and more stretchy stuff is, and especially like when it feels like super nice, and for women it's super trendy with these like, oh, it feels like you're naked, and she told me that at some point they had ordered clothing, and when they arrived they had accidentally shipped them the clothing before they chemical washed it, so they're horrible, right? Not wearable at all. And so she called them and she said, well, it's kind of a project to ship everything back because it's far and it's going to take too long. Is there any way we can take the clothing to or do it ourselves or something? Like, tell us how to do it. We'll fix it. And they just told them, no. If you are in the same room as these chemicals, you will die on the spot. And that shit we wear on our skin.
So Walter White and Jesse need to make your clothing.
Yes.
It's wild.
That would be nice. Well, I'm always working on improving things. Like I said, I'm gonna give her a shout out. The girl that I buy all my soaps for, her name is her page is Coco's Tallow. So some people might have seen yesterday I posted a video on my story on my meat delivery. This is my meat person, and they have a small farm, and the meat is absolutely incredible. It's 100% grass-fed, grass-finished. That's what you want. You don't want 90% and whatever. Like I see when you go to the grocery store, it typically says 90% grass-fed. What's the other 10%? What the fuck did you do there?
GMO corn and soybeans and sawdust and grease.
Yep. So I have 100% grass-fed meat. Animals are treated well, and they actually take the tallow from these exact animals, send it to that girl, and that's the same I use. So she basically takes the tallow, and for the soap bar, my favorite one is only tallow and coconut oil. That's it. There's nothing else in there. Sometimes she can use like some herbs and whatever if you want a different smell, but the one I love the most is just tallow and coconut oil. That's it. And then her whip tallow is incredible. So we want to do now, our friend Skunko Phil, he grows his own organic, no pesticide weed. So I'm going to bring him, I bought all the tallow from the cow. I got it in a big pack. So we're going to whip it up ourselves and infuse it with his weed. So this is our next experiment here, but it's just like, it feels good, like I'm working, you know, with the same people, with the same animals. I know that whatever she has, it's coming from the farm with the meat I eat, and you know, it's just
So you're gonna make a THC activated lotion with this stuff.
yes. What he wants to make it, so I just said I will buy a bunch of tallow because it's really cheap to buy the tallow like that. And I bought
No,
half the
that's
cow
not hard to
anyways.
do. That's not hard to do at all. Once you decarboxylate the weed, it's activated.
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
Yep.
And you boil that up with like coconut oil, and then you strain it, and
Yeah.
all that THC is infused in there. So if then you combine that with tallow, you got a pretty dope body cream that's going to have active THC. Sign me up.
Hell yeah. Oh, we will ship you some for sure. So we're gonna go see him now probably next week, and so we also I wanna help him design some cool label stickers or whatever, so he can actually have his own product.
Is this your artwork on this shirt?
Every single Pure Blood item on my site is 100% made by me.
Did you sketch this?
That every single print up to that one is completely handmade by me. That one, I AI'd the layout for it, and then I brought it into Illustrator and changed it to be what I wanted it to be. So basically, the original line work, I made it in AI.
It's dope.
But
and you did the lettering as well? The font, like the font for Pure Blood.
Oh, so I started the company initially with a friend of mine back in the days, and he already had the font found. So no, that's not 100% me. But then I still love it. I
still think it's badass.
I mess around and change with it, but everything is made by me. Then I made a collaboration now with Red Pill Threads. I want to bring him on the live soon. So we made a few. So I did the Kilo Pedo design. I also made actually, I'm going to show it while I talk about it. So he made a few designs and I made a few designs. So right now, let's see, I'm gonna share the screen. So the Kilo Pedo, the Save Kids or Die, and the Silence is Complicity, these are designed by me. And then there are a few shirts that he made that I haven't put up on my site yet that are fucking dope as shit. So that will be the only thing on my site that was not made by me.
So that's your design behind you right there?
Yes.
The
Kilo Pedo?
That is badass.
That's actually my most proud piece I've ever done.
Love the skull and the fucking syringe sticking out the side. That's dope.
Yeah, before that one, I have another syringe shirt that I like. I don't remember if I sent you that. There's a skull and 2 syringes in the back.
Oh, that's dope too. I haven't seen that
like
one.
My little passion project. I've done video, photography, graphic design, web, animations, everything for about 23
Maybe
years.
we can dive into that, Maaxx. Like what? Because you got to be passionate about this shit, and
I love it.
Obviously,
That's
you
why
are.
I don't want to give away the Pure Blood design to somebody, because someone's like, "Oh, why don't you hire somebody?" No, because this is my passion. I want to do this. Pure
I
Blood
want to know
was
why.
never- Why?
Yeah, I want to, because it takes a special kind of person to be this passionate about this cause, to realize that these demons that violate children have forfeit their right to live on this earth
Do you want to hear why
and
I
must
do what I
be
do?
cast into the lake of fire. Yes, I want
I
to hear.
didn't play the end of the exorcism when they talk to my soul. That will answer that. Hold on. Let's see.
Did you come in a past?
Feel my face transform.
Buddhists call this the monkey mind, right? The human body's designed to thought, and it's very uncomfortable because the system's not designed to carry that much thought. The thoughts are always negative. Let's just see if we can get your soul into channel. Just announce yourself when you're ready.
Yes.
Hi, love.
Hi.
What is it that you want from Maaxx right now?
Love.
Oh, good. And where's the best place to get that?
Family.
Are there any underworld dimensions that she's caught in right now?
See a tunnel.
Ah, portal, right? Yeah, and that portal is to rage
It's green.
dimension. This portal goes to a world. Is it to another human being?
Children.
Is she better off disconnecting from this?
No.
Is there anything that she really needs to do to complete one of your life goals?
She needs to find the kids.
Yeah, good answer.
Okay, so that's a shortened down version, but that was my soul telling me that what I do is what I'm supposed to do.
I love that. But this didn't start 3 days ago. Like, you've been passionate about this for a while. So, what happened earlier in life to make you have this passion for this cause?
I didn't know this until January, probably. I've always wanted to, I love helping people. I've always loved to help people. I've done coaching for a long time, and the art was kind of like my everyday life for a long time, creating content, and I like just making people feel good. So I've always done photo shoots in a way where if you come and you're going to model for me, my mission is to make you laugh and smile and bring out the real you. And that's, if somebody's ever done a shoot with me, you probably have noticed that I don't really work as a typical photographer. I don't tell people to like pose. All I do is whatever it takes, goof around, tell jokes, or whatever I need to do to bring out the real you. And that's when I start snapping. And my mission was always to bring out a picture of the real you. And I've had a lot of times where people think that, oh, I don't like my smile, or I don't like the side of my face. And then we do the shoot and they see the pictures. And I was like, oh, I look really pretty when I smile. Yes, because it was a real smile. You didn't fake it. You didn't do it because I told you to. I made you actually smile. Or like, I don't like the side of my face, and I do, and I was like, oh, it's not that as bad as I thought. No, because I like to think that one of my powers is to actually see what people truly look like. And I think when you do a photo shoot, a lot of times you're trying so hard to look like something you think is going to look good, and as a matter of fact, you make yourself look worse. And a lot of photographers, they don't give a shit. They just learn to like kind of pose people, and a pose is never going to be the true person. Then there, you can make art out of poses. Not saying you can't do that. I've definitely done that sometimes, but it's not, that was never what I wanted to do. And I don't like to call myself a photographer. I'm an artist, and I create art, and the art could be a person, right? So I did this a long time. Then I started coaching because I was into health very much, and I wanted to help people, and I loved it. But then I got to the point where I was thinking, you know what? I'm trying to help all these people, but some people are just stubborn, and I don't blame them because I'm fucking stubborn too. If you come and tell me something and I don't believe in you, it's not gonna work. And for some people, it worked great. For some people, they were just not ready for it, because my coaching was never, oh, we're gonna make you lose 10 pounds no matter what it takes. Hey, I'm gonna make you healthy. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna make you healthy. And if you don't lose 10 pounds the first 2 weeks, I don't give a shit. We're gonna make you healthy. Like, that was always my goal. And for some people, with the way the world teaches us, I haven't lost any weight this week. No, but you know what? You're actually fucking pooping now. That's, we're going in the right direction. Can we see that instead of you didn't lose 10 pounds, And then, because eventually all of that weight is going to fall off also when you do things correctly and don't fuck yourself up or fuck up your hormones or something. And I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? There's something else I'm supposed to do. I want to help people, love the coaching, but it doesn't feel like this is it. And then I started thinking, I kind of want to do something for kids. I don't really, I have friends doing this whole child trafficking stuff, and it's super interesting to me. Is that what I'm supposed to do? As I was like, kind of like, my head is all over the place. I'm like, am I supposed to go and chase pedophiles? Like, is that what I'm supposed to do? I don't really know. I'm just confused because I don't want to hurt people. I feel like I'm supposed to spread love. And then I sit there one day and bloop, this interview with Joel at Alex Jones pops up. And I knew who he was because 4 years ago when I launched Pure Blood, that my partner I had back then, that is not a part of it anymore, he just said, oh, this is a cool dude, send him a shirt. Because he's in this documentary, and we watched the documentary he was in that's called Level Up, I think. Incredible documentary about flat earth. If somebody wants to check it out, check it out. Send him a shirt, and he just sent me a voice message in my DM that said, he said something, and then he said, you and me met for a reason. And that's really the whole conversation. So I was aware of him, don't see his content or anything. I'm not the one to sit and search for people's stuff, and he's banned, so it's obviously not showing up. And this day, this interview pops up, and I listen to it, and he says, I want to eradicate childhood malnutrition. And I'm like, what? And I text him. I was like, hey, I saw this interview on Alex Jones. Can you tell me what this is? Because all I heard was eradicate child malnutrition and then something about aloe. So we have a call. He sends me some videos and I'm like, I'm super interested. And then he didn't hear from me for a while and he was like, okay, what happened? You know, I literally watched and read everything. I was like up all nights, just like watching everything. And then at some point, whenever, I don't know how long it went, and then I just said, okay, I'm all in. Like, sign me up for everything. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then I was supposed to just start my competition prep to compete and defend my world title. And I'm on the phone with my coach and we're talking about the, planning the prep and whatever. And I felt nothing. Like, I just didn't feel anything about it. Like, no feelings whatsoever. And I was like, that was kind of weird. And then again, like, whenever I would be talking to Joel about the kids or watching the videos, I had just goosebumps. And I was like, I don't know how. I just knew. I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is it. And I don't even know how. Like, I have no kids, never been a kids person or anything of this sort. And suddenly one day I just know I'm supposed to save kids. This is what I'm literally put on this earth to save kids.
Love it. And here's a weird statistic too that a lot of people don't know about. And they give it a real whitewash name. They call it being food insecure, which really means you're not having lunch or dinner pretty much every day, and maybe breakfast if you're lucky.
Yeah.
1 out of 5 children in America are considered food insecure.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of that is coming from, demographics and families that are the ones putting their kids on Facebook and Snapchat and all this other stuff for trafficking. Because unfortunately, what I learned from Digital Defenders United, Kim Kelly, is that the majority of trafficking is occurring within families in America.
It's disturbing.
And we're generating $56 billion a year related to child sex trafficking and sexual abuse material. That is more money annually than Costco and McDonald's combined. So the demonic appetite for this product is so far beyond our levels of comprehension. We have no idea how prolific of a problem. This is the greatest problem of our generation.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even think, I think a lot of people might be aware that it is going on, but I don't think people are aware of how massive it is.
The magnitude is almost incomprehensible when you think about the revenue it generates. And the scary statistic that the majority of these incidents are occurring within families, which means literally that people are breeding children or giving birth to children, and at a certain age, they begin selling them for sex.
Do you believe that?
Wrap your head around that.
Do you believe that when a person gives birth to a child and then when they traffic their own child, do you believe that it's the demon, a demon inside of them that is basically telling them to do this?
So it has to be. And typically, the research I've done shows that it is coming from a very poor demographic where it's survival mode all the time, regardless of food stamps and all this other shit.
Yeah.
But when you look at human beings, I think we are inherently good. We are inherently moral. We want to do right by others. We want to help others in need. We have, especially as men, we have an inherent drive to protect our women and children, even if it means our death. That kind of conviction, I believe, is normal in a healthy, functioning society. But when we are in the current energetic bandwidth that we are in, you're going to have deviations to darkness, and those deviations are going to lead to depravity.
Mm-hmm. Dark world. Actually, I had a conversation with a person I know a couple of weeks ago, and this, I was talking something about the kids and what I do, and this person responds to me and say, you know what, I don't give a shit about other people. And, we're continuing this conversation. He said, I really do not care about other people at all. He said, I don't give a fuck. I only care about me and, whoever I love, and that's it. I don't care what happens to other people. And then, I started asking questions, and I said, well, so if you saw, a child on the street getting abused or, something, you wouldn't interfere? He's like, yeah, of course I would, because that's just what I'm supposed to do. And he was like, yeah, it's the same. If something happened to a woman or a child, I would, of course, I would help them. And I said, so you don't care about other people? He's like, no, I don't. But that's just, because I'm a man, I'm supposed to do that. And I was like, yeah, I think you're good. So it's like, no matter what you think, that's how obviously we're supposed to think. And whether or not he thinks he doesn't care, of course he does. Because I think that's just normal human thinking if you are not fucked up.
Well, here's where the instincts get fucked up, is that if you live in a state like California, there's something called duty to retreat when you're being threatened or you witness something like that. So you cannot intervene, where in Texas, you have the freedom to pull out a gun and shoot someone if there is, let's say, an armed robbery in progress. You can stand your ground. So that's the difference between duty to retreat and stand your ground. So let's say, for example, that same situation was occurring where, someone had a woman at gunpoint, holding up a fucking restaurant or a convenience store, and you are armed in that situation. If you intervene, not only will your firearm be confiscated and you're arrested, but you will be charged with either manslaughter or murder in that situation. That's what's fucking crazy about, these laws that are really designed to block our instinctual behavior as a healthy, functioning society.
And actually, me coming from Sweden, this is I don't remember how long ago this was, but this was a pretty famous case that was in the news and everything. But there was a girl that got raped, and in self-defense, she accidentally hurt the rapist to the point where he ended up dying later, and she went to jail.
That to me is straight out of the movie Idiocracy or Clown World, because you cannot wrap your mind around how a jury or a judge could ever sign off on that. That is utter fucking insanity.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that any of this is real, but it is. Because I've read those articles, and it's absolutely mind-boggling that it's like the demonic forces have risen to power in politics and are defending violent criminals. It's like that movie with Keanu Reeves. What was it? Devil's Advocate? Him and Al Pacino. It reminds me of that.
Oh, it's so long ago I watched that.
Yeah, like these demons inhabit physical human bodies and basically are at the helm. They're making the decisions, they're speaking. All of the things that happen are because of this demonic influence.
Yeah. Just made me think about.
And that's why I think they try to poison us so much, because if you can decrease the energetic vibration of the human, not only will they become physically sick and ill and will be of no threat to you because they will be sick and tired and passive, but they will be open to subjugation by dark entities.
I actually want to play a little video now since we're talking about this. I hope they didn't take it down. Darn it. Where is it? Oh, here. Okay. I'm going to play this.
Open up the floodgates, man. Ask me anything. I'm an open book now. It's time.
Is there any kind of drug that makes people angry?
Most of them.
Which ones allow you in most clearly and directly?
There's many.
Are any of them built specially for you to get in?
Benzodiazepine makes you numb. You don't live. Makes your senses weak. You don't think. Your mind is completely scattered.
I'm a humble servant here. You're the queen.
Okay. That's all I need to play with that. But that's one of Alibar's.
Wait, did the demon say alcohol? I couldn't catch the drug.
What's it called? Hold on. Now it doesn't want to take me back to. Hold on, I'll just play.
Oh,
it.
let's just open up the floodgates, man. Ask me anything. I'm an open book now. It's time.
Is there any kind of drug that makes people angry?
Most of them.
Which ones allow you in most clearly and directly?
There's many.
Are any of them built specially for you to get in?
Benzodiazepine makes you numb.
Benzodiazepine.
Valium. Yeah, Valium. Benzos.
Yeah.
Anti-anxiety drugs. So yeah, Valium in particular, or Xanax.
Yeah.
Gnarly. Because I mean, look at the
Regardless of
fucking
what
Xanax epidemic.
Regardless of what people think about this type of stuff, I don't care if somebody doesn't believe in demons or whatever. Medication fuck people up. So regardless of what somebody thinks happens, and when you're taking the medication, you're getting fucked up. And I think anyone who has been on medication, I've never met a person who says, this medication makes me feel great. Like it's always, I'm taking this medication for this problem I have and the problem went away, but I feel so bad, you know? So it's fucking people up mentally.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's what that whole industry operates on. Like it's dark energy.
Yeah.
No one's healing anyone.
Nope.
You don't get rid of your customers. You have quarterly earnings statements and shareholders in a, crazy, greedy, money hungry society. So if we keep you as a customer, then we keep increasing our quarterly earnings, and we are going to design new drugs to get new customers for conditions that don't even exist yet.
Yeah.
So we're going to modify this food in order to feed the population food-like substance so we can create more customers.
Hold on. I'm going to make a little note on, because I seem to be getting most of the viewers on Instagram anyway. So I'm going to put a text on all of my live streams that says full screen live on Rumble. I'm going to write.
So people on Instagram are just seeing a line?
They're literally just seeing the middle of us. So you're on the right side and I'm on the left side. And Instagram is you know how Instagram crops it off, so they only see the. Hold on, I'm just gonna put it. This is just gonna stay on there so people see it. I wonder if they can see that right now.
Live.
Yeah, the Instagram is also delayed, so it's probably a few minutes behind.
Yeah, so
there we
all
go.
I can see is my table in the background.
Yeah. But I made a little text on the Instagram now, so it says full screen live on Rumble. So if people haven't figured that out.
Yeah, you can see your microphone arm and your blinds in your window, and then you see like that half of the table.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can see it. I see it. But all other platforms are playing full view, even Facebook. So if somebody likes Meta and still want to do Meta, you can go to Facebook and see the full screen. It's only Instagram that does this. So I'm still going live on there because people can still listen, and I always have viewers on there. So I'm just trying to forward them to like eventually I just don't even want to use Meta, but I'm using it as long as because why not?
You know what I heard was pretty cool for streaming that I have not looked into yet, but I've watched a couple videos on it, is Streamlabs. So supposedly it has all kinds of cool functions, and you can live stream to all these different platforms simultaneously, like what you're using.
Yeah. Like I just don't know all the functions here yet, but right now we are live on X, Instagram, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook. We're live on all of them at the same time. And there's a bunch of flashy effects and whatever, and you see like all this text and whatnot that I can do, and it records everything and gives me a file when I'm done, and it's awesome. I just haven't used, and like I know you can see my screen sharing, but I can make buttons on my keyboard go directly to different videos and whatnot. So yeah,
what would be cool too is if there would have been a way to see Joel, because I could hear him.
Yeah,
and we had that echo, but I couldn't see him. I can see you. You're in the main part of the screen, and then I'm in the corner.
Yeah.
But when he jumped on the call, there was no video feed for him.
I know. I don't know why it does that for guests for some reason. So maybe there's. I'll have to figure that one out. I can see everybody. I think he can, but he has eCam too. So he came on from his eCam. So I think he could see you.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to start piling up. Like every time we talk, I'm going to gather your little progression stories on food technology here, and then I'm going to edit them all together later with dates. Like, so it says like
Nice.
January, February, March, everything.
You're turning
never
them
did
into
that for myself.
a commercial.
Yeah, well, let me see. Did I play the other one? I have a very good one. Again, if you're on Instagram, you can probably see it there now if you want to watch it. But I have, I'm going to play, it's actually a COVID thing. My friend Nick, his dad is 81 years old and had a lot of complications with COVID and is 81 years old and like going to the gym and like walking and feeling great. So it's coming here. What the hell? Why does it do that? It says it can't locate the file. Hold on. Maybe I have to just click a couple of times. Why does it do that to me? Screw that. It's just being... Let me see here. No. What the hell? Okay, let's see. Oh, let's try again.
Unfortunately, during the COVID pandemic, my dad fell out. He had scarring on his lungs. He'd been reliant on an inhaler. Once he started this product, he came off the inhaler. He reached out and said, you need to try this.
You have what we call COVID asthma, COVID pneumonia, scarring on your lungs from COVID. After taking the Acemannan, I haven't hit an inhaler in like 8 days. I can breathe. I also haven't been able to smell for 2 years. The other day, I get my sense of smell back, so I can smell again.
Before getting Dad onto these supplements, he would have low days where he would have shortness of breath, sleeping a lot, and probably depression as well. Ended up having a pacemaker fitted. He has scarring on his lungs from bronchitis as a child, which wasn't quite treated right. I got him on a month after myself because I noticed the changes really quick. Now he has got his twinkle back. Big, happy-go-lucky guy, and he has that sparkle about him again, which I haven't seen for the last 2 years. He's now currently going to the gym 3 times a week. He doesn't have shortness of breath. He just had a check-in with his doctor and his lungs have actually improved a little bit. He is 81. From 12 months to this day, complete different person. It's wonderful to see when it's your parents. We live on a big hill. He struggled to walk just to the top half of the hill. Now he is walking over a mile, no problem. And he never walked a mile before. So the fact that now that he's doing it, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, this guy has a lot of crazy stories. I have so many. Oh, by the way, right as I tapped back to us, we were on 2:22:22 on the timing. Yes,
that should be normal for an 81-year-old. You know, your golden years should be filled with that kind of a lifestyle.
But that's not what people think. I hear people all the time. Oh, like, I'm getting old now. I'm like, how old are you? I'm like 50. You're not old. Shut the fuck up, Or people think when you're 70, that's like kind of like the end of your life. What the hell? But we just think, or all of these things almost make me mad these days. These jokes and memes online where it said, when you hit your 30s and everything hurts. The hell? That's not even funny.
Well, yeah, when you're filled up with Zog, slop, and chemicals, like it's gonna just age you so quick. Everything's gonna hurt all the time. These people don't sleep properly. They never recover. They operate, on 5 cups of coffee every day, barely. And who knows how many pharma drugs they have in the medicine cabinet. That's just what is considered normal now because we have been conditioned.
Yeah. Well, I used to, at my worst, I probably had like 3 cups of coffee a day. And you just think that's normal. You wake up and you drink coffee to be able to start your day. I never drink coffee when I'm home. Have not barely in this entire year since I started the Acemannan. Once in a while, I'll have a cup of coffee because I like the taste of coffee, but I can't even have a whole coffee anymore. I'm just like, I'll drink. I was like, oh. I'm like this.
Yeah, they
And
say
now-
having coffee first thing when you get up, it really fucks up your cortisol levels. And then you pay the price later in the afternoon where you have a spike of adrenaline, right? Or cortisol. You get the adrenaline in the morning and then the cortisol spikes later. Then you're like, why can't I fall asleep at 2:00 in the morning? But you recommended getting a vibration plate. So my wife has been worried about bone density and she takes care of herself. She eats clean, she works out. But I got her the vibration plate and she's on that thing like 30 minutes a day. She loves it.
Yeah,
And
great.
I
got
think
my
she's
mom
got
one too.
more results from that than anything else.
Yeah.
So now I get up at 4 or 5, I go right into the gym and I get on that vibration plate for 10 minutes. And let me tell you what, that energizes you more than anything else you could do first thing at 5 a.m.
Oh yes.
It is phenomenal. So by like
soreness
7:30,
or anything.
the coffee's ready at 7:30. It's not like I need coffee, but I like coffee. And then I put the collagen and the grass-fed butter and a little bit of maple syrup and just enjoy it. It's not like I have to have this so I can barely function throughout the day.
Yeah, I know. You should get wifey on Acemannan. Acemannan has incredible research on bone density also.
Oh,
So, yeah,
I
I got
have
my
6
mom-
bottles coming.
Oh, nice. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put her on it. I have my mom. So my mom has osteoporosis, and that's just one thing out of many. But it's taken some work. But now I'm very proud of my mom. So she's in Sweden. Free healthcare. She turned down the treatment. They wanted to give her, said she doesn't want it, and she is now fully committed to this. So she does vibration plate, and she's on Acemannan Betalains and Diasterin and our whole food nutrient multivitamin. I don't really know what to call it. I don't like to call it multivitamin. I don't want to use any of these freaking terms in the world because it doesn't feel right, because that's not really what it is. But we do have a quote unquote multivitamin thing that has like, vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin A, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff too. So I put her on everything, and she was at the point where, she's been bad for so long that she can't just go to the gym. She knows she needs to, but it's hurting too much. So she's just in this bad spiral, like, what do you do? Where do you even start? So I got her a vibration plate and I said, take the product, stand on this thing 10 minutes a day. And actually the first time I called her, she's like, I don't know if I can stand on it. I think I'm going to fall off. So I said, sit on a chair and put your feet on it. So she did. And then she's like, I'm going to try to stand. And now she told me the other day, I did a squat on it. I'm like, there you go, mom, look at you. So I was like, don't like push it and try to
That's
go
got to
weight
make you
lift.
feel really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to get one for my sister too, I think. Everyone should have a vibration.
Beautiful.
Everyone needs food technology and vibration plate and some nice homemade oils and sage.
How much more can you speak about that, Maaxx? Because I've read a little bit about bone density and like flushing out the lymphatic system and anti-inflammatory.
Let me pull up the bone research and I can just read it out loud. And if
Because I
somebody
think it's
wants to-
fucking fascinating. It's like the easiest thing you can do. And I have never been more energized at 4:30 ever.
Yes. So, first of all, Betalains reduces cellular inflammation, and Acemannan energizes your cells. So, it's like, people are so used to like substances to feel something. So, you take pre-workout, you drink it, and you feel something, right? You don't really feel a thing. You just feel that you can just do things. That's how I think. Like if I go train, it's not like I have this feeling, oh my God, I just go and I start and I'm like, I'm not getting tired, like I can just count and go on. That's how I'm.
It's awesome.
And I just wake up and I just feel good. Like it doesn't take me from that I open my eyes till I am like this, like I am now. We're talking seconds. I don't need like a wake up time or like a wake up period when I like become a human, like you just are.
Maybe you were no longer a human. You were the upgraded version.
Well, that is also
of
true. But I
an
believe
ascended
that-
being of light fighting the forces of darkness.
Yes. Well, I believe that now I have ascended to become something completely different. But that's a different story. So bone health. Acemannan encourages bone marrow cells to increase their number and form new bone tissue. Acemannan does this by stimulating BMSC, proliferation, differentiation into osteoblasts, and extracellular matrix synthesis in vivo. I don't necessarily understand all these words, but hopefully everybody does. The prebiotic in Acemannan can help boost the growth and specialization of these cells while also aiding in the production of important molecules for binding and reinforcing bone. By stimulating these processes, Acemannan can help improve and maintain healthy bone over time. So all of this research we have can be sent out to anyone who asks for it. We can't, for legal reasons, put the research on our website. Hopefully soon we can, but let's just, medical system hasn't really been very fond of this. But all of this have actual research. Maybe I should just show. I'm just going to share it to my computer and show it on the screen. But we have actual research, and a lot of the research is on the government's website. And Acemannan has 30 years of research, over 700 peer studies done. It's the world's most researched natural molecule that exists. They have put, I don't know if it's like $200 billion into researching it. And it was researched by the pharmaceutical industry in the beginning. And then when they realized what this was, they were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So here, if anybody goes on here, we have all this research and you can actually click on the links. And as you can see here, this is the government's website. Isn't that interesting? So it's not like we just made up the studies. So this information can be shared with anybody. So you can just ask and I'm happily share the links to the research. We have just, basically what we've done is just gather all of the studies in one place. So let's say that if you were this random person and you're like, I have heard that aloe vera is pretty good, and you Google like, is aloe vera good for my skin? You'll probably find a study on it. But you wouldn't even know to research if Acemannan actually helps your thyroid or your brain or your vision or your, you're not going to find it unless you look for it, right?
I didn't even know what it was until I met you, and I knew a lot about aloe vera.
Yes.
Aloe vera is a sacred
I worked
plant.
with aloe vera for 7 years, and I never knew what it was because they don't want you to know. So they've been hiding it very well. But I also think that the studies still exist because I assume that if a scientist does, they can get their publication out. It's just that it doesn't matter if it's on the internet if you don't know where to look for it.
I didn't even know what it was.
Incredible. And I mean, now when I've seen and read all the research, and on top of it, seeing all of these people's results, such as yourself, and I mean, they keep coming. I hear something new every single day, and it's just incredible. And now I have a friend whose dog just got cancer, so I sent over information, and she already knows what I do. She's known for a very long time, and she's like, "Wait, you can give this to dogs?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." Oh, wait, let me send you the animal research. We have tons of publications on animals and what it does in animals, because it actually, as far as they say, so Acemannan acts like mother's breast milk in the body. Most animals also have a mom and they drink milk, right? Or, I mean, it's not milk like that, but they're saying that the results in animals seem to be even more than in humans. Which is actually, we have a lot of dog stories with dogs who are getting cancer, and then they're giving, because also the dogs they don't seem to need a lot for it to work. Like, let's say that a human being has really bad cancer, we suggest for them to take about 16 a day. That's what our cancer doctor is saying. She said 16 a day. That's what I would give to somebody with active cancer. While a dog, I mean, these people are giving them like 1.
Wow.
And I don't know if people heard also, Joel's dog probably had parvo. He was really sick. I mean, one day we even got there and he was like lifeless. It was crazy. And I was traveling. Joel only had the Entourage product and he didn't have the Immune, which is only Acemannan. And he was giving him, I think, the Betalains and Charcoal and Golden Seal. And he was getting a little better. Then I got home and we gave him 1 Immune. Overnight, he was like a whole new dog. And I mean, he's little.
That's amazing.
So, I mean, like 1 serving, that's a lot. or even a half a serving. That's a lot. And he was perfectly normal in like 5 days. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now my computer, I don't know. I have to like plug in and out my freaking hard drive here. I have so many cables in my computer now with all this equipment, and I don't have enough outlets. And I bought one of those little show you. It's like a little thing so you can plug in more things in the computer. And when you plug things into this, they don't work. So I was like, they need to create computers with more outlets because I need more. Because I got the microphone, and then I have the charger and the hard drive and the camera and the roadcaster. So many things.
There's gotta be a USB port extension that has a power source.
Oh, well, this one is just that if I plug this in and then plug like my camera in, the camera doesn't work. Or I plug
because there's not enough power to it. They got to have a more professional version of that with a auxiliary power.
That was a waste of money. I got the fanciest shit they had, but clearly not enough.
Really? That's the best thing they had for a USB extension, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'm maybe there are probably better things. I need to dig into this. So now I have to like plug in and out a bunch of stuff as we're going.
Oh, there's probably, I mean, there's got to be like an audio specialist that knows all this stuff because it gets so fucking technical.
I know there's so much going on. I've never done this many things at this. Like, it took me a hot minute to understand this roadcaster situation here.
You got a serious what is that over there? That's like the control board for the operation right there.
Yeah. I have the small version. Joel has the big version. I'm like, let's start easy here. There's too many buttons. I have this. Hold on, I can play these.
This is some bullshit.
That's actually my voice.
That's great.
I made a bunch of.
That's a pretty fucking handy toy to have for your shows.
Right. I need to play them more often. I'm still getting used to everything. You can do all this stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Figure out my thing. I'm still new at that. This is episode number 7. I've only ever done like a live stream 7 times.
Well, I'm honored to be a part of it. I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, we'll be doing more. I want to plan something. We should be a few of us and plan out something. I want to have Jost back for sure. We were on for probably 4 hours last time, and we did not even cover everything.
I want to have you on.
Yeah, let's do it soon, and we can do with other people as well. Let's just say that the spiritual tribe is growing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I want to get you on my calendar for January.
Let's do it. So back quickly to Christmas. What do you advise for people that now want to celebrate Christmas? Is there something you think that we should avoid? Is there anything within the Christmas celebration that is like a very evil ritual?
Well, so yeah, but I mean, I think it's more about people keeping their sanity during this time of year.
Yeah.
Like suicides are through the roof during the holiday season. And I think the number one thing to maintain your sanity between now and January 2nd, don't fucking drive through town unless you absolutely have to. Because it's a weird energy out there. Everyone's off work. All the NPCs are taken off from December 14th till New Year's. It's what everybody does in corporate America. So you have like 5 times the traffic. Then you have this collective stress. I got to go get the food, and we have all this company coming in. We got to do this to the house and this to the yard and this to the tables and buy gifts for the kids and the tree and the lights and the shit in the yard. And the wind just blew down the blow up Mickey Mouse Christmas fucking thing in my, like, so it gets crazy. Like, just chill. Just don't, like, make sure you got plenty of food, fucking light a fire, watch a funny movie.
Or Do you know
Stay
what we
in
should do an
gratitude.
entire conversation about? Fasting. So I was always under the impression that if I didn't eat, I would lose all my muscles, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to now, I have lived in this MMA gym for like 3-something months. I haven't trained for 10 weeks because I've done this myofascia body reset program. So literally no exercise whatsoever. And I fast. I am right now on 4 days. And I mean, no food, nothing. And weirdly enough,
How do you feel?
I feel incredible. I look incredible. I mean, I don't look as pumped as if I trained and ate, but I definitely, if I flex my muscle, there's still like, I don't know.
But you're probably doing water with some Celtic salt, I would guess,
Well, I'm
right?
doing the Acemannan because Acemannan has every nutrient the human body needs. And what do you get out of food? Nutrients, right? So you eat, the body takes up the nutrients, and then you poop it out. Why do I need food if I'm getting all the nutrients in every day anyway? So technically, I never have to eat. I'm not saying I want to stop eating because I like food, but realistically, you never have to eat.
Well, when are you going to assess body composition? Because number one, how far will you go with this?
Oh no!
And
I'm
like,
not,
what
I
is
told you,
your,
I'm not-
what's
I'm
your,
not
like,
ready.
what's your red zone? Like, what is your, this is, I'm now code red. It's DEFCON 5 because I've lost X amount of weight, or like, what
But
are
I haven't
your
lost any weight. That's what I'm saying. I haven't lost any weight.
4 days in, 4 days in, no weight
I've
loss
been
at all.
fasting for 3 months not in the beginning, then I only did a little bit. But right now I've been doing for probably 2 months. I fast every week 3 days.
Really?
Yes, I'm telling you. For 2 months I have lost no weight, no strength, nothing. So I'm documenting all of this right now because I used to be the person who thought I used to eat 7 times a day. And I thought if I skipped a meal, I would disappear because I worked so hard for my muscle and I kept losing weight.
You're going to go catabolic.
But back then, I had nutrient deficiency.
Which most people
a whole
do.
different conversation, but let's just say that technically, I don't want to do this, but you could live without food.
Interesting. So you're on day 4 of nothing
Well, I'm
today?
gonna eat after this now. Yeah. Well, I'm not
Okay.
I do it for mental purposes and spiritual purposes. I had the craziest meditation of my life yesterday. And
Let's hear about
am
it.
an absolute genius when I don't eat. Do you know how much work I get done? And like I can read things. So I've been digging into a bunch of laws and stuff, which is complicated language. Not saying I understand everything for it, but I become definitely way smarter when I have no food in my body. Because it's like all my energy goes to the brain, right? So I'm doing like an experiment out of it. And I don't want to stop eating. But I truly believe, and also everything in your life comes down to belief, right? If you believe, and here's a good conversation. I actually want to have a live about it. Meat eaters and vegans, right? Meat eaters believe that you have to eat meat. Vegans believe that you can't eat meat, right? How is it that, and again, there are very unhealthy meat eaters and there are very unhealthy vegans. But look at Joel. He's vegan. He's been a vegan for a long time. I'm a meat eater. Why can he be who he is and why can I be who I am while we eat the complete opposite things? Because he believes that how he eats serves him and is the best for him. And I believe what I eat serves me and is the best for me. And I asked our spiritual mama the other day, I said, what do you believe I should eat to ascend spiritually? She said, you should eat whatever you believe serves you. So and this sounds crazy, but technically, if you truly believed in your heart that a brownie served you, it will. It's just that you would never eat it and believe that it did, because you know deep down inside that it doesn't.
Only if your daughter bakes it for you and it's organic does it serve you.
Yes, exactly. Well, I bake my own brownies too. I do dates, raw cacao, walnuts, coconut oil, freeze overnight. It's the most delicious thing in the world. So yes, you're right. But now we're talking. It was just my first call with her ever was about like a bad brownie. And she said, technically, if you truly believed in your heart that it was very good for you and it served you, it can, because you would make it do that. But this is a whole above normal human conversation about spirituality, manifestation, all this stuff. So I don't believe an average person could make that happen. No, I don't.
Well, and at the most simple level, like look at going out to some corporate restaurant where the food is mediocre and overpriced versus eating a home cooked meal. Why is a good home cooked meal so good? It's not just the quality of the ingredients, it is the love and energy that the cook puts into the food.
There's actually a
nourish the
very
family.
good podcast. I forget what it's called. It's a woman that owns a farm and she has a podcast and she talked about this, how like humans were meant to hunt our food. So she said that if you hunt your food or whatever, or harvest whatever people eat, it doesn't matter. If you truly put in the entire work on your meal, it's going to be a completely new experience. It's going to taste different. It's going to feel different. Everything is going to be different. And I never used to like cook. I used to hate cook. So I would always have like other people do it or like order meal prep services. Or when I was really young, I would only eat canned like tuna and cottage cheese. I just did not want to cook. And now actually I'm making bone broth over here with the bone from my delivery yesterday. And now I'm like, I actually enjoy doing. I don't want to stand and just do crazy meals all day long. I have other things to do, but I actually enjoy making my own food, and way more than eating in a restaurant. I stopped eating in restaurants years back because I used to get stomach cramps, and then also realizing when I got better and now I can eat out, but I don't even enjoy it that much.
It's hard to find good food out there, but
yes,
there's some good places here and there, just few and far between.
You need to come visit us because there is one restaurant here. And I've actually been eating a lot of vegan food because I hang out with Joel. So I've been eating a lot of vegan food. And
walk me through a typical day of that. Like, what does that look like for you guys?
Oh, no, I don't have a system like that. I still eat meat, but I have days when I only eat vegan. So, like,
what would a good vegan meal consist of?
I guess it depends who you ask. But, beans, sprouts, fruit.
It's missing
nuts.
the meat.
No, like, yeah, beans, sprout, fruit, nuts. I eat a lot of nuts. And then there is this restaurant here. It's an Ayurvedic restaurant. So if anybody doesn't know what Ayurveda is, like Indian medicine, kind of natural medicine. So every food is supposed to do something healing for your body. And the crazy thing is I have two things I always eat in this restaurant: pancakes and quesadillas. If you like, and when you go there, it's the most delicious, fluffy pancake. It's not like, it doesn't taste like a super healthy pancake. And the quesadilla is like, I don't want to call it greasy because it's not greasy, but you eat it and you feel incredible. You feel energetic. And I was like, this is so weird to me because it doesn't feel like it would do that to you. Because everything is obviously, there's only one place. I'm sure there are other like similar places, but there's this one place that, Joel told me about. And it's just the most incredible thing. Like, I will go and eat the entire stack of pancakes and all the quesadillas, and I'll leave and I'll feel amazing.
You can sign me up for that too.
I would love to take you there. And it's so interesting. So that is like my cheat meal now, even though it isn't even a cheat meal.
Sounds delish.
Mm-hmm. And I guess because it's supposed to be medicine for the body, I would, all the quality of the ingredients has to be great, and like they cook it with love, and it's just. And
the best part about that is that they care. They give a shit about what they're cooking, and probably where they're sourcing their ingredients.
Yes. Because I'm a very sensitive person when it comes to, my body knows immediately if something isn't good for you. Immediately. My body's like, ding, ding, Maaxx. Nope. And this goes for everything. This goes for like wearing something or eating something or smelling something, my body is just big alarm right away. And yeah,
Has it
I'm
always been
going
like
there
that?
tomorrow. Oh yeah, it always, yes. And people used to call, which I don't think I understood it like that when I was younger, and I was like really bad. My gut, I had destroyed my gut, and everyone would always say, "Oh, Maaxx is so Maaxx is so boring. She never eats out, and she always get a stomach ache." And then people say, "Oh my God, you're so sensitive." And I always told people, I don't think I'm sensitive. I think we are the same. It's just that your body has been silenced because you're pumped full of shit, so your body doesn't speak to you anymore. I just think that's how it's supposed to be. If you eat something that is bad for you, your body should tell you right away. And if it doesn't, something's fucking wrong with you, because then it just builds up inside. So the good thing about my body was I've always been against medications and stuff. I never took anything like that. And my body's always been very noisy. And whenever I did eat something bad, I will excuse the language, but ship my brains out immediately. And I mean, like, I sometimes not even finish the meal type of thing. And that was, but at least it's coming out, right? My body's like, nope, this cannot be here. We need to get rid of this right now. So it's
You're probably more sensitive with people's energy too.
Oh yes. Well, I don't think I ever understood that before. Now so when I was out traveling now, I'm actually gonna show a picture. I showed it on my last live too. But I went to we went to California. And when we drove through, we went to San Diego, so it was nice, not like not so bad. Then we went to LA one day, and I got pain in my chest immediately. And we drove into the city, I got pain in my chest, like I could barely breathe almost. And then we went to the Jimmy Kimmel studio to do this content. I was like, it just feels off, right? And I think it's probably always been there, but I've never thought of it being energy. I'm just like, something is wrong with me. I'm probably, whatever. And that's probably how a lot of people think. Maybe people do actually sense this, and they're like, I'm probably just sick or something. I don't know what's going on. Then after that, I went to Atlantic City, and this is, hold on, you're not going to be able to see it now, I guess, but my entire face flared up like this. And I've never had like really bad acne or anything in my life. Went to Atlantic City and my whole face flared up like this for 2 days. And when I left, it went back to, and it basically just went away. It was super weird. And where else did we go? Then I went to Las Vegas also. It's kind of, around the strip there. You can definitely feel it. And typically when I go somewhere and it's like a dark energy of some sort, I feel like it feels like a rock on my chest. That's how I get it.
I'm opening up Rumble so I can see, but I'm watching ads.
Oh. Oh, you want to see the picture? I can just text it to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how I can share screen with guests. But yeah, my face is flared up like that. Really crazy.
There's got to be a way. That program you have, if it does all the shit it's doing now, there's got to be a way to see the other people. Little bit of a delay on Rumble. It's interesting. It's not
not
live.
Delay on everything, I would think, because it's streaming 6 platforms at the same time. So yeah, I think it's probably a slight delay everywhere.
No, it looks good. Yeah, your new studio looks dope.
Oh wait, can you not see me?
Well, I can't. Yeah, I'm just saying, like on the Rumble split screen.
Oh.
Because I can see. Actually, you can see most of it on Rumble, like the window. I'm just seeing what it looks like while streaming.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got this this camera's back. This light today, and it's like blinking and shit. So it changes throughout the thing. I just need to get better at this whole changing frames and the noises and stuff. Like Joel is like an expert at this live streaming stuff, but I'll get there.
It's like you got to be a fucking DJ to live stream properly.
But seriously, yes, you're like pressing buttons and like. For sure. Okay, should we wrap up here? Is there anything you want me to end with here?
No, you're awesome. I appreciate it. I think this is a perfect way to spend a Friday night.
Yeah, I love these. I love this. This is my favorite. The way it used to be, even before, my favorite thing to do like a Friday or Saturday night was always to sit by my computer and create something. And I think also not saying that I think people should be sitting by their screens all day long, but like I also want to provide something for people that do not like to go out or whatever. And here's the thing, people can also drop, I mean, if somebody wants to, hold on. Yeah, there's a live chat on Rumble. I don't have any live chat stuff today. That's interesting. It's probably my first live ever where I don't have like 50 chat stuff. I want to provide something for people to come hang out with us on a Friday night.
Maybe I was that. Maybe you had a boring guest on tonight.
Definitely not. That was not it.
I think I've been called every other bad thing possible on TikTok besides boring.
Yeah, you're not boring. You have a lot of great information. This is more, we could definitely include more humor into these things. I think I used to be a lot more just like joke around about stuff. I used to have a podcast back in the days with my friend Achilles. The name of the podcast was Only Do Anal on Prep. And all we did was we talked about serious subjects. We really did. But there was always like just cracking up jokes, laughs and stuff. And I think that when I started getting into like actually trying to save people's lives, it just felt like it wasn't the right thing to joke about it, you know? And I started almost getting a little, I don't feel that way now, but in the beginning when I started talking about it and people start kind of hating on it, and I was like, fuck you all. Like, I can't be funny now. Like, are you guys stupid? And then I kind of lost a little bit of the humor content, which I'm still like that. Anyone who, I think that my followers know, but if I can sound intense sometimes when I talk about stuff, but this is me. I'm like, motherfucking, you're the fucking big pharma, you suck. And then, I'm just back to myself. I'm never angry. It doesn't upset me, but I do get passionate and intense in the moment when I talk about it. But then I will go right off and be done with it. And I'm just, just funny, happy, laughing. So maybe I need to.
Well, that's what we need. When you come on my show, bring that girl with you.
Yes.
Bring that comedic entity with you to speak through you.
We can joke around much more. Maybe we should just make fun of all this shit. Guys, go get some freaking Christmas mushrooms.
Good.
Why don't you just serve mushrooms on the Christmas dinner table to the family? Maybe not the small kids.
So I'm fucking having over here. I don't give them to the fucking kids or people that don't know what they are, but that is definitely on the menu for me.
But actually, this is a good conversation. We're never gonna wrap this up. Why do you not think that kids could actually try something from the nature that is some sort of psychedelic?
So that's an interesting topic because if you look at certain tribes, that was a common practice. But here's the problem I have with our current society is that the human skull, the sagittal sutures of the human skull, do not fuse completely until the age of 25. So basically, you are a big baby until the time you're 25 years old. So if you take a powerful psychedelic and you throw it into the mix, especially in the wrong setting, and especially in an individual that's very toxic, you have a quote unquote bad trip because it brings out all that fucking dark energy and you don't have the consciousness or the maturity to be able to integrate or process the experience. So personally, and people are going to call me conservative or crazy or whatever, I don't think people should fuck with psychedelics until they're in their late 20s.
Well, I agree, and that's why I also wanted to talk about it because I'm not necessarily against it, and maybe if society was different and we actually lived in the jungle and everything, you know, like things might be different, but then maybe our brains would be different too. So in what is going on right now, it's the same. I talk about like children. I want to have kids. I'm 39 and I don't think it's old to be 45 and have kids. While the society tells us that, oh, you should have kids when you're 20 or 25 or whatever. No. Like, are you actually, do you have the knowledge and that you need to actually raise a child? Because society brainwashes you and it takes a lot of time. And it's taken me close to 40 years to truly realize what the fuck's going on in the world. And I am very freaking happy I don't have kids yet. Because when I
Well,
do,
number one, you
I'm gonna
take care
do
of
it right.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You take care of yourself. You know, you look like you're in your 20s. Like you could easily pass for 20s. No, when you get dolled up, you look like you're 21 when you're doing your contests. But that's, you know, the magical thing about war paint. But you could pull off 21 all day long when you're dolled up. But let me tell you what's crazy. So my mother-in-law's mother from Canyon City, Colorado, had her when she was 60, and she was the 13th child. She lived to be 97 years old.
Yeah.
And like never took care of herself.
Interesting. So yeah, that's it. So if you're 60 and live to 90, like this child still gets to have mom around for 37 years.
Right.
And it could probably be even longer. If you really take care of yourself, you can probably be 150, right?
Well, and it's like she had a bunch of other mothers because out of 13 children, I think 7 of them were female, 6 of them were female. And so her older sisters were like 25 years old when she was born. So it's like you're growing up with like 4 moms.
Yeah. I think that's incredible. Is she still alive? Oh, no, you said she lived. Okay, never mind. Take it back.
No, she made it to 97. But crazy story.
I want to interview somebody that had kids at very old age. We need to find somebody.
Those stories are out there. I mean,
Well,
obviously they
maybe I will
don't
be one
want
of
that, but we're also not supposed to age the way that we age. It's another part of the deception.
Yes, I think we can be, and that's I was asking somebody. I was asking a friend's mom actually the other day. I don't know how old she is. Maybe 70 or something. You know, she's good. She's healthy. She's from Europe and probably takes care of herself better than the average person. And you know, she's good. But I asked her, if you could be 120 years old, would you? And she said, no, absolutely not. And I said, why not? Well, you know, I don't want to be that old and I'm not going to feel good. But if you felt good, and felt like now, why wouldn't you be 120? The reason we don't want to get old is because we don't want to feel bad, right? So we need to like remove this idea of that you don't need to feel bad. You just need to start understanding things so you can live properly. And then you can be whatever age. As I said, I feel better now at 39 than I did when I was 15. When I was 15, I had pain everywhere. Because I was born, I had scoliosis and I had freaking injuries and itis shit everywhere, and I had allergies, like horrible allergies, so I didn't feel good. And I remember I could never sleep because my back hurt all the time. And now I sleep like a baby and no back pain, no pain anywhere.
You ever heard of the Hunza? So I think Weston A. Price studied the Hunza, and they live in the Himalayan mountains where the fucking goji berries grow. And like the 45-year-olds, they all have perfect teeth, perfect skin, perfect hair, physically fit, muscle definition, vascularity. They're absolute fucking machines. The 45-year-olds look like they're 18, 20, maybe 20 years old. There's 75-year-old men and women that are like hiking up fucking mountains like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. What do they eat? They eat goji berries and you know, yak's milk, raw yak's milk and shit like that.
Wait,
and
what's Jack's milk?
Yak? A yak. It's like a fluffy, hairy kind of like cross between a cow and a buffalo. I think it's more like a buffalo.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, like raw yak's milk is supposed to be like, a biohack, like the elixir of life if you live in the Himalayas.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely want to travel. I saw, was it you that sent me that video the other day with the place in, where was it? That there's like, they don't have time there because,
Yeah.
was it you that sent it
Isn't
to
that
me?
wild?
Yeah, that's incredible. And so people
Be
don't
a
have
trip
like
to
a
spend a
work
month at a
time, they
place
don't
like
have
that.
clocks. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Because
You might not
sure
want to
your body
leave.
starts to adapt. I don't really live by a clock. I don't set alarms. I haven't set alarms in maybe 4 or 5 years. And it's not like,
I mean, either.
yeah, no. I mean, actually, the last week I did it. So, Mama here, she told me to start waking up at a certain time to write down my dreams. So, I started taking this Hawaiian colloidal gold. And I haven't remembered my dreams for probably like a decade or more. So now I set my alarm to wake up at a certain time, just for now, to get my mind used to waking up at that time to write down the dream. So I take the colloidal gold, wake up, write down, and I have like crazy detailed dreams every night. And I have dreams with colors, smells, like different languages. Like I remember all the smells in my dream.
That's new for you because the last time we talked, you said that it was very rare. You do not remember your dreams. And then you had one dream in particular that was recurring and it kept getting a little further every
That was
time
when
you'd
I was
have
a
the
kid.
dream.
So now I'm on 5 days in with extremely detailed and vivid dreams.
Awesome.
So I'm writing all of them down, and then maybe I'll make a book out of it. They're pretty interesting. All my dreams are very happy and positive. Even if there's like a slightly bad event in the dream, it's always in a very happy environment, if that makes sense. I don't have any dark dreams yet. But actually,
stuff.
I'm going to explain one thing from the other dream. So it was a very long dream, but in the middle of the dream, I'm in a market, like a, I don't know, market out in the streets, right? And I walk past and I see this man. He has a blue, like a police blue collar jacket, and he has brown short hair and a beard. And he sells face masks, like the, face masks to like beauty stuff. And I walk up to him and I realize he's Swedish. So we speak Swedish to each other and he gives me a face mask. And I take the face mask, it smells like lavender. And I put it on my face and I feel this lavender smell and I feel the exfoliating things in the mask. And it's like, it's everything about it, like the color, the smell, the feeling. It was just crazy.
Do you feel like you had control in the dream? Would you call it lucid or just vivid?
I am not at the point yet where I am aware that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. When I wake up, I'm just like, oh, I was dreaming. But as I am in the dream, I'm not knowing or thinking that I am. I think I do know, but I'm not, like, I don't have any control. And it's so new because I haven't dreamt in so long, or I haven't remembered dreams in so long. So this is like, I'm working on all of this. And I'm working on a lot of things. Some things that I don't want to say on here just yet.
That's a huge step right there.
There was some very interesting meditations.
After almost a lifetime of not remembering any dreams, or maybe not dreaming at all.
I wonder if on the exorcism, I told him in between the demons, I just said that I haven't been remembering my dream. And I wonder if there was some sort of dark entity or demon that didn't want me to remember my dreams. Because if my dreams are this detailed, and I mean crazy detailed, maybe there are things in there I'm supposed to know that they didn't want me to know.
So maybe there was a demonic dark veil pulled over your eyes in the dream world, and that veil has been removed.
Probably. Yeah.
I love it. That's dope.
It's very cool. So I just keep writing down and, we'll see where it goes. It's not like I haven't really dreamt anything that I can say, oh, this is what it is. And every night, my dreams are in so many different places. So one and the same dream can be in like 5 locations. So it goes from almost like one story to the next. And they're not necessarily like attached to each other.
The dream world is an interesting place.
Yeah, very. But I want to get to the point where I'm like in the dream and I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. Let's change things. but that hasn't happened yet.
I don't know if I shared this with you and Joel when we did that podcast together, but when I was having all those experiences after that car accident, when I learned a little bit about lucid dreaming, there was a hack that this book talked about. And it's during the day, you look at the palms of your hand and the tops of your hand, both hands, obviously, and you say, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? And you do it repetitively throughout the day at random times. And what will happen to you is that when you have a dream, you will look at your hands in the dream and they will be almost iridescent. Like you're in the spirit world, right? And they do not look like normal hands. And right then you have this realization in the dream that you are dreaming. Then you become conscious in that dream and you have full control over your faculties, in addition to flight, telekinesis, all this crazy shit. Like you can pyrokinesis, like you can do anything you want. You are in this video game with full control in the dream world, and there are no limitations to what you can think of and create.
That's what I want to get to. Actually, I'm going to try that. So I know you've said this before, but I didn't actually think about the fact that I need to do it when I'm awake and say, am I dreaming? Because that's obviously...
I want to know if it works for you, because it worked for me. And I've seen the hands. It was a trigger for me.
Yeah.
And so then here's a crazy one for you. When you start flying, for me, and I didn't know anything about a firmament, and I thought we were spinning on a magical water ball and all the NASA's bullshit. But in this dream world, I would fly as high as I could, and I would always run into a barrier. It was like this dome over the dream world. And when I would hit this barrier, all of a sudden, I'd be paralyzed in my body in the bed, and my feet would detach, my legs would detach, my torso, and then my head, and I would be floating up here. And that progressed into learning about astral projection.
Okay, well, so yeah, that's what I'm getting to now. But I had a meditation the other day. So I found, or a friend of mine sent me a very, very good sound. And the sound is like 5 hours long. It's supposed to be for astral projection. So I turn it on, not thinking that maybe I should put an alarm on or something. But, and I got my meditation mat, like the spiky mat. I don't know what they're called really, but the mat and the pillow with the spikes. So I lay down and I'm out immediately. And, it's probably takes like a little bit of time, but then it starts happening. And I can't tell you where I go yet. I do not have control over where I go. I don't remember where I go, but I felt probably 4 or 5 times how I swooshed somewhere. It was almost like I got picked up and just thrown to somewhere. So the first time it happened, so I'm laying there, I start getting like a little bit of visions and stuff. And the weird thing is, first, so when I meditate, is it's like I'm out of myself. I'm basically hovering over myself. I can't feel my body, blah blah blah. And my hands are kind of, they're like gone. And the crazy thing is, and I don't ask me how I know it, but I just know it. While I'm meditating, I am in real life actually picking up and moving my hands. And why I know that is because when I actually got out of the meditation, all my fingers were like moved to different spots. And I was like, oh my God. And I almost felt I could feel how I kept moving my hands, but it didn't bring me back to my body. Does that make sense? And then I suddenly saw, the Star Wars movie in the end when the text is like swishing in the space. It was almost like that, but instead of it going like there, it was going sideways. And it was a bunch of symbols in a purple cloud in space. And it like swooshed sideways and brought me with it.
Trippy.
That was the first one. And then all of them were different. And I don't know where I went, but let's just say I have people in my family who are very powerful, which I didn't necessarily know when I was younger. But my mom has seen me in her bedroom 3 times in the last few weeks. And I don't even know that I was there. But she would just call me, Did you do some energy work on me yesterday? Probably. I said, I always do that. She's like, you were in my bedroom. I saw you. And then now it's been 3 times. So I probably astral project over there, but I don't even know that I go there.
Crazy.
I'm working on.
Do you remember
getting
what the
more
symbols
control.
look like that you saw in the purple cloud?
I'm going to say it was almost like numbers, but not necessarily our numbers. But I don't think they were letters. It was number-ish.
Interesting.
I don't, yeah, I probably should. I need to get better.
You saw the
at
secret code to unlock all the mysteries of the fucking universe, and you don't remember what they were.
I know. So also another note on. So this was in the beginning of my meditation. When I get out of this meditation, it's been over 2 hours. This freaking spike mat was like had like grown into me. And I was like, oh wow, I was gone so long.
Yeah, those things are cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great.
Standing on a barefoot, lay down with no shirt, and they,
But
you
I
know,
will try
it does
to,
something.
when I meditate next, I will try to see if I can get back to that to see what it was.
Nice.
Because
Keep me posted. It's
I remember it so clearly, but I can't see the exact. And I'm gonna say there was numbers of some sort.
fucking Powerball numbers. That's what they were.
Yeah. So I need to start writing down the meditations. Yes.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm.
Like I finally saw the numbers and won $735 million the very next day.
Right? Oh yeah.
Sign me up for
what's
that
the
one.
woman's name? So there's this old woman that had been like manifesting for like 30 years. And all she did was manifest winning things, right? So she would win money and houses and cars and all this stuff.
No, that's insane. I stumbled across that on X like a few days ago, and she had a 4-step system.
Yes. Oh,
like envision, believe, expect, and receive.
Yes, that's how.
You know, how would your physiology be?
When I won my world title, the day I stepped off stage the year prior, I started. So for 364 days, every night I lay down, I close my eyes, I feel them put the crown on my head, or I hear them call up my name, and they say, and the world champion is Maaxx West. I feel them put the crown on my head. I feel the crown on my head. Every day for 364 days. So when I stepped up and won the crown, and I said people, it wasn't that special to me because I'd already experienced it 364 times.
You didn't feel a sense of magic that you were actually doing it in physical reality after visualizing it hundreds of times prior?
But your imagination is just as real as this reality, though.
Fair enough.
If you believe that, or if you know that. Because I've always had like a wild imagination. I can make up scenarios in my head very vividly, extremely vividly. And I think when I was young, I would just do this because it just makes you feel good. Because you can go to wherever you want and do whatever you want, feel however you want, right? And it's kind of the same with when I was on prep to compete. When I was young, I used to be a binge eater. I used to have issues eating with food and whatever. But in my like healthier days, like I would be on prep and it never bothered me like food wise. You can sit literally in front of me and eat something delicious that I would maybe like. You know, I can smell it, I can see you eat it, but I don't need it because I can almost imagine myself eating it. So I actually enjoy watching people eat because it satisfies me almost in the same way as eating it.
Your mind is so powerful, you are a good witch.
Yes.
That's a fucking badge of honor in this world we're living in now. No one's gonna tie you to a stake and burn you. You're the good witch.
Do you know what Lucia is, by the way?
Lucia?
Yeah, so it's a thing we celebrate in Sweden on December 13th. We have Lucia. So Lucia was originally from Italy. She was a woman with black hair, and there are different stories to exactly what happened and how and whatnot, but One of them is that she was a witch and she got burnt and nothing happened to her while she got burnt. But and don't ask me why we celebrate this in Sweden. I don't even know. They don't even do it in Italy. But in Sweden we have this celebration where one girl gets to be picked as Lucia. You have candles in your hair, and then everyone else has like glitter and stuff. If you're a guy, you have this like white hat thing, and then you sing songs, and it's like this beautiful thing that the whole country, there's like an of public Lucia train, you could call it, like you walk in a line, everybody, and you can watch it on TV or you can go watch it live, and it's just beautiful. And then they do it in school. So typically when the kids are small, everybody gets to be Lucia. But then when you get a little older, you vote who gets to be Lucia. And in Sweden, I never got to be Lucia because I have dark hair. And they would always vote for blonde girls for some reason. But I was like, Lucia had black hair. The real Lucia had black hair and she was a witch. That's me.
So basically, she created a force field that prevented her from being burned. It turned into a legendary story that the entire country and culture knows about.
Yes.
And then
which
celebrates
is even the country
this.
where it didn't even happen. Like, I don't even know why it's in Sweden, because she came from Italy.
Interesting.
And I said there are
Yeah, I mean, I believe that
is
stuff's real.
Yeah, 100%. And now when I was talking to my mom the other day about it, and I was like, I should have been Lucia. I'm Lucia. I'm a dark-haired witch.
Well, you are now. I'm gonna have to actually sign off interview.
Yes, me too. I'm gonna eat.
But it's been awesome. Good chatting with you. I appreciate the invite.
We need to do this again. Actually, I realize now in the end here we're getting way more people watching. Yeah, we should just do it again. Honestly, it doesn't even have to be like a specific topic, because you see how we were talking about Christmas, and then there's so much to talk about.
I know. It's good
stuff. Be
stuff.
an open conversation with a starting topic. That's all it needs to be.
Yeah, comedy and
Yes,
making fun of
comedy.
everyone.
Next time we'll do comedy stuff. We'll make fun of everything.
Oh, I can make fun of everyone.
Yeah. Perfect.
Including myself.
Oh yeah.
I want to take any of this shit too seriously, including me.
Yes.
So yeah, hey, much love. So I appreciate it, and I'll message you, and we'll get you on my calendar for January. Cool.
Beautiful. Yes, absolutely.
And I gotta get you and Joel on the machine so we can like create a dimensional portal
we need
and
to
upgrade our fucking
come and do
DNA.
some content while we're spinning on there.
So dope. All right, anytime. We'll chat soon. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
See ya.
Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna tap out in a second here too. So I just put this in a thing here. If you guys want to see the full screen, it's on, well, you can actually see it on X, Facebook, or Rumble, but Instagram cuts it, which is a little annoying. But before I go, I just want to play. Let's see here. I have to keep plugging in and out my stuff because there are so many things connected. And I don't have enough holes in my computer. But before I go, I actually have two little clips I want to play for you guys. The first one is, did you guys see my live together with Jost, the guy that used to be in a vampire cult? We were going through a lot of evidence. He has photos and videos, documents, links. If somebody wants to have all the links to all these documents and websites and books and everything, they're actually in the caption for that episode. So it's my live together with the vampire. And I have a little short clip I want to play that is from that one, actually, that has to do with your phone. Watch this, guys.
Every cult is about control, it's about crazy sexual stuff. When it comes to an actual ritual, Satanism, Alistair Crowley, vampirism, rituals are always the same. You have a table or an altar or whatever you want to call it. There's always a naked person on there. Sometimes there's a couple on there actually having sex. On the altar there's always in vampirism an obsidian mirror. This is real obsidian. It's glass from a volcano that's totally black. In ancient times they use it for scrying, to actually talk to demons. This is a black mirror. I mean, look at the obsidian mirror and this one. It's exactly the same. It's a portal to demons. It's making people brainless.
Yeah. So don't be on your phone too much and get yourself some glasses. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up. And then I want to end it with a little video of our food technology of an incredible story of this girl, Irene. Check this out.
I was having acne issues, bad acne issues. My skin is clear. I feel good. My training, I no longer take as much coffee. I no longer drink pre-workout. Everything is just moving so well from my digestive system to my mind. I come from a family who took pills and drank alcohol, and I wanted to make sure that I grew up as healthy as possible. Aloe vera products I've been using for now 4 months. Immune and Limitless has grown my hair. My hair was like brittle because I dyed it so many times. I grew, I would say, about 4 inches in 4 months. And my hair is long, luscious, healthy. It's never felt so great. Focus is the one that I use as my pre-workout because I don't get any jitters. It helps me focus more. And I also realize that it gives me a burst of energy and it allows me to think clearer throughout my days. Fix, I love. I'm not a woman who sleeps because I own multiple businesses. Very hard to turn my brain off. The Focus allows me to focus on one thing at a time. I'm very scattered brain. And then at the end of the night, when I'm ready to turn the brain off, I take Fix. Calm my nervous system down, heal while I'm sleeping, and it actually puts me to bed. I used to take all kinds of like gummies to go to bed, and I don't do that anymore. I am actually at WBFF Atlantic City. I have 7 clients stepping on stage. I gave all of them Fix because it could be very nerve-wracking to be here. It not only calms them down, but puts them to bed. This is what I'm looking forward to using. So this is the Core Advanced Gut Health Complex, prebiotics, fiber, collagen, Limitless, and Immune, all in one.
Pretty incredible. So we have a lot of different stories. So what is this food technology? Just to wrap it up real quick, the Acemannan is a natural molecule from the aloe vera plant. It acts like mother's breast milk in the body. It has all the nutrients the body needs, and it increases your stem cell production up to 400%. And all health conditions that exist are either nutrient deficiency related and or inflammation. And the Betalains technology we have reduces cellular inflammation by 47% in, depending on the person, 90 minutes to 9 days. So when you pump your body full of stem cells, put all the nutrients in you need, and reduce your cellular inflammation, guess what happens? Now your body's capable of healing itself, which is why it doesn't really matter what is going on with you. Just take it, because when your immune system works, everything in the body works. So I don't give a shit what your condition is. Maybe you have allergies, maybe you have autoimmune disease, maybe you have cancer, maybe you have, I don't freaking know. Whatever it is, just use it. Your immune system is what deals with everything in your body, and just make sure you put what your body needs in, and your immune system will take care of it. So the product itself doesn't heal, treat, or cure anything. All it does is give your body the tools so it can do it itself. Does this make sense? If you guys have questions or you want the research, we have 30 years of research, over 700 peer studies, and tons and tons and tons of testimonials. And one of the things I've been focusing on is to make all of these little videos that I'm playing now, and I have so many of them. So I still have a ton of them that I'm going to edit and cut up and everything, but I've been traveling around and meeting people. So if you are a person that are on the product and you have a cool story, hit me up. I want to come meet you. I want to record your story, because the more stories we have, the more people see it and the more people we can help. And for every serving we sell, we donate a serving to malnourished children around the world. We have about 90 countries so far, a lot of orphanages, community centers, and hospitals with children that need this technology to be okay. And a lot of these kids also come out of trafficking. So please do something good for yourself and also save a child's life while you do it. Because if you take something and you get healthier and you feel fantastic, you're not going to want to stop taking it, meaning you keep nourishing these children. And I get to meet the kids, and that's actually, I'm going to end with a video of me meeting the children, because that was probably like the #1 game changer for me when I got to see them. Look at this.
Would like, as it already is, to be a reason or a symbol of absolute peace, prosperity, abundance, and change creating that tribe of people that can actually bring change when they come together.
And that's it. I mean, you don't need the funds. You need the collaboration. You need the love. You need the tribe. You need the community. You need the resonance, right?
Yes.
With that, everything else will be created. Going through the money is an old way. You don't need to do that anymore. Go directly to what it is that you're manifesting. We're not manifesting through space-time anymore. We're going directly into time-space, which is source of ultimate reality, zero reality. From there, you can create anything you want to. I don't need money for that. Screw the fucking money. Nobody needs it. Without money, there is abundance for all. Right?
Yes,
Money creates poverty.
Hey. Okay, mama. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
All right. You want to play that game? All right. Okay. Yeah, all right. I feel like I know what.
You're talking abundance. Don't talk money to me, because that is not abundance. That's poverty.
Oh, say that again.
Money is poverty.
I would like.
Nope. Okay. Here we go. So that website on the shirt, which is called mannerrelief.org, that's our charity organization. So the company with the product we have, they're owned by charities, and our whole mission is to save the children. And I'm gonna say, so I have a little tracker. Basically, it tells me how many children I have, or how many servings I've donated so far. So this is live now. So we have together sent 56,607,925 servings. And I actually think it's more because they didn't start this tracker system until after they've done it for a while. But my own serving donation right now is 62,510. And obviously, there's going to be millions and millions and millions more. So when we get 3 million people taking the product on a daily basis, we will effectively eradicate child malnutrition from the planet. So guys, if you want to try it for yourself, hit me up. Or you can also go to unchained.myolvea.com or one of my websites down here. If you have questions, just hit me up. And if you have been on product for a while and you have a story, please tell me. I will feature you on my live or my podcast or a video, whatever you want. Or if you don't want it, that's okay too. I love you guys, and I'll be back again next week, and I'll be cutting this up into some promos if you don't want to watch the whole thing. But love you all. Good night.